Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, wanting jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate in the end zone. We don't got no time in the wait. Ain't trying run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game going to overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine, can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get us the ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. Ain't trying to home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-hosts in the building. We got Jules, we got Auntie Swan, we got Mike G, and we got a special guest from the Texans on 3 podcast. We got our boy Killer Cal in the building. How's everybody doing on this wonderful schedule release?
Swarming.
We're doing a good thing, dude. We're doing good.
We are swarming, indeed.
Salute to everybody in the building tonight, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Representing the Texans on 3 podcast.
Absolutely. Y'all already know, man. It's a great day in Texas, in the Texas community. The schedule has been released, and we are here to talk about it and break it down and give out way too early schedule predictions. I know some people got us undefeated already. Then the haters got us on everything already. But it's a damn good schedule. I like it. And we're gonna talk about it. But shout out to the chat. We got Yvonne. Says she's on time. You did beat Mike.
I like Mike.
That shout out Houston sports fan. You got Texas fan in rehab. We got King Folk in the building. You got Alfredo, my boy Alfredo in the building. My wishes started.
We still got a while to go.
We got a couple months to go.
A little bit.
Notes. Right now, Texas have 4 primetime games this year. You got EMAC in the building. And then you have 3 preseason games with only 1 at home, which I think last year we had 2 at home last year.
That's right.
Because then wasn't the Hall of Fame game?
No, we didn't. That wasn't a home game. We had 4 last year.
Okay.
But that wasn't a home game. So we had 2 home games. I think it was Miami and New York were the 2 home games last year. In the preseason. But yeah, we got 1 preseason game at home and the other 2. And we're gonna talk about it. But I want to hear y'all initial thoughts before I pull it up on the screen. I'll start with Cal, and then we'll go Jules, Swan, and then Mike.
Oh man, you know what? This the part of the season that I really checked on, man. To be honest with you, but all I know is when I look at the schedule, I really think in our division, man, like if everything fall like born injury, and that's big for everybody.
Yep.
Like I'm looking for one of the years that we just go straight sweep, like 6-0. And if you win 6 games in your division, like none of these other teams really scare me. I think Jacksonville really, they improve. I mean, we can't lie, but got a new coaching staff. Tennessee got a new quarterback. The Colts always play us tough, but they got a dude that can't throw a damn beach ball in the damn ocean, which I always said that by week 4 or 5, he's not going to be the starting quarterback, but that's neither here nor there. You win 6 games in your division, you just need about 6 more games. You pretty much going to end up, top 3, but I think we can win more than that. I really don't get nervous about home games. I know today I was on in the group chat, and I think we play Kansas City deep into like what is it? Is it December or November?
December 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And people talking about the cold weather. Like these are one of these things like this is where when I was listening to Swan talk, like when you people that's like really like prime time games and all these other. I don't like primetime games personally because my routine has always been 12 o'clock. I don't go to the games. I don't have, season tickets like some of you guys. But my routine, I always start at 9 o'clock that morning. I get up, start smoking my pit, you know, seasoning my meat. Oh shit, that didn't even.
Pause.
I'm not gonna pause on that, Swan.
Oh my God.
But I just get ready. I do my tail and I just enjoy my Sunday at home at 12 o'clock. I really don't the late night games, the Thursday games. It just throws my routine off.
Right,
But
Girl,
I
it
right.
say
don't
this
help if
much.
you 68 years old anyway. That don't
But,
help.
but I'm
On
gonna say
homestead.
this that hey representing. But I'm gonna
Oh,
say
good.
this, man. Like there's no reason why we can win 10 games 2 years straight. And I think our offense, like our offensive weapons, everything has improved. The defense coming back with more experience. Man, I'm looking at like I'm just gonna put it out there, man. 12 would be kind of a disappointment, 12-5. But I'm looking at like I need one of those years that's like 13-14. Now I don't know who we're gonna win or lose to, but we can't lose to the game. We can't lose the games that we're supposed to win. That's at home or away. So like, bro, we need 13 wins, 14 to get home field.
Hmm.
So that's my take on it.
All right. So I'm looking at the schedule as a whole. I don't really see it as a tough schedule. I think we have seven teams we put in playoff teams last year. So that's going to be just
Hmm.
tough all together because they made playoffs. But you always know sometimes some teams going to drop off, some add on teams going to add on to make the playoffs. So we can't judge by last year's situation. But on paper right now, there's seven teams we play in the playoffs on this schedule now. As far as the how it's constructed in a nice way. I mean, it's not really that's this never a death row of we got 3 or 4 games that gonna beat us up or test our might, test out our injuries and our health. It seems to kind of flow equally, evenly. I don't really see like a hard part of the schedule that we have to really focus on. I like the fact that we have 4 primetime games. Unlike Killer Cow, I like primetime games because I can go to work or I can go to church a little later and and have a regular schedule. I'm not opposed to changing my routine, unlike Killer Cow and his smoking pit on Homestead. But overall, I mean, it's a nice schedule. I mean, I don't really see I don't see a tough spot that we have to really worry about. And I think the teams that we're facing, even including the seven playoff teams we're playing, some teams might take a step back and not be surprised. Like the Denver Broncos surprise people. Uh, I think the LA Rams the Rams might take a step back because the 49ers might be a little better than where they were last year. They got hey, that's my take. I still don't believe in the Rams as good as people say they are. And they lost a receiver too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But overall, it's a good schedule. I like the schedule.
Swan. All right, man.
Hello, how's everybody?
Good. So what are your
So for
initial
me,
thoughts?
I'm kind of with Jules here. I like the schedule. I don't have anybody I fear, um, but at the same time, for me, I the O line. I'm not gonna say it can't get worse because as soon as you say that, shit happens. But it has to be better than what it was, and the weapons. I mean, relatively, I think we are have enough depth that we should be able to sustain an injury here and there. So I think my floor is 11. My ceiling to me is 13. The homer in me wants to say 14, but I'm just gonna be realistic. You're gonna beat a team you ain't supposed to beat per se, and you're gonna lose against a team you ain't supposed to lose to. Even the best of them do it every year. So there's gonna be a game that flips either or. But um, Conference championship, I think very much is in play based on the schedule. And I would like to walk out at minimum. It would be an improvement because we've never been in this position before. If I can get a 3 seed, that to me is an improvement. Whether I get it at playing number 12 or having 12 wins, 11 wins, I'm not that focused on it. I just need us to have a true identity on the offense because the defense is going to be what it is. So I'm going to put us at 12 wins based on what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down, and we're gonna do our,
game by game predictions.
game by game predictions as well.
But I'm saying just looking overall at the schedule and what my expectations and where I think, for me, that's just kind of the synopsis for me.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike, what you got? And then we're gonna
Yeah.
go into it.
I'm excited. I mean, the first 2 games look great. Like, be fun matchups.
Right.
Even if you don't pay attention to the Texans, those are going to be 2 great games. Against the Rams, the Bucks, walk over Jacksonville, Tennessee.
The Nick Kelly game.
Yeah.
The storylines. The storylines.
It's going to be a storyline for sure.
Right.
Being a guy who doesn't currently live in Houston, I'm looking at the games that I could attend, and there's like 3. You got the Ravens, which is one of the top games, week 5.
Always.
Yeah. You got the Colts, and you got Tennessee. So, but I mean,
the Chiefs too, huh?
Yeah, but
the Chiefs.
I'm not going to be driving out to Kansas City. But yeah, I mean, I'm liking how it's aligned. A lot of people complaining about early bye week. I'm not concerned. I mean, because you never know how injuries are going to break. You could have Nico miss a game or 2 here, Petrie or whoever else miss a game here or there.
He gonna miss a game.
Right, yeah. Knock on wood. Don't say just
knock on wood.
Nico gonna miss a game.
Hey, don't throw that in the atmosphere like that, man. Stop it.
Hey, like we said on the draft show,
don't do that. Nico gonna play.
Nico gonna miss about 2 to 3 games.
Hold on.
He gonna play 17 games. We gonna have a bye week, so he gonna play 18, 19. He gonna play 20 games.
He gonna miss 3 games. Cal. That hammy, he go tweak a little bit or whatever.
Right.
He gonna miss 3.
And you know how
total. I just say 3 in a row.
We're gonna go back to Mike. Mike ain't finished yet, but we know
Nico
Ryans is gonna play real hesitant with Nico Collins. So if he's saying, man, I got a hamstring, okay, don't you take 2 weeks off and call day.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. And as we brought up on the draft show.
And then, if what's the name, his ankle, because he got ankle issues,
Right. Will Anderson got
he got them ankles. He got those Steph Curry ankles. He got those Steph Curry
Mike,
ankles.
I can't hear you, Mike. Finish talking, Mike.
He the one starting the conversation. Don't get mad at me.
Too many people talking, Mike. Finish your statement.
That's why we had the way we did.
As we brought up on the draft show, Nick Caserio, D'Amico clearly had a plan, right? We're not going to let injuries screw us.
Right.
Whether it's Higgins for Nico, whether it's Christian Kirk and Jalen Noel, who are literally compared to each other. Like the comps are endless. We're not going to let injuries screw us. And, as tempting as it is to predict, 20-0, we're going all the way. Like, nobody's stopping us. Surprises happen for every team. But, look, I'm liking how the schedule looks. I'm liking the Texans' chances.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that it's an early bye. Sometimes, if somebody gets hurt early in the season, but you know what? They need a little extra week. All right, early on, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not concerned. I know we had a late bye last year.
It was.
So I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm liking the format of the schedule.
All right. Go ahead, AD. What you got?
Well, I'm looking at it like we talking about an early buy. I know that's a
Hmm.
big, topic that everybody's harping on. I mean, CJ's rookie year, bye week was week 7. So I mean,
True.
if we can have that type of season with a more experienced CJ and a overall better roster,
And
and
Nico
that
Collins
worked
missing
out,
2 games. Go ahead, yeah.
I think it'll work out again. He said, "Where are we all going to watch the Panthers play?" It's a very favorable schedule. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm cool with it. I think that this schedule kind of worked out perfectly.
Mhm.
One of my biggest concerns was that I felt like they were going to double up on the LA games, and they were going to have us out in California for 2 weeks straight.
Mm.
And I don't ever like that type of situation for you to be. That's almost like a overseas game where you're basically, like the Vikings have back to back overseas games or something like that, where you're out of the loop and you're not at home for 2 weeks. That's the only problem that I have that didn't, it worked out for us that we didn't have to worry about. But other than that, I mean, I like the later playing the Bills, the Chiefs, Ravens. Well, Ravens are early, but Bills and
Mhm.
Chiefs kind of later on in the
Mhm.
season. That to me, I kind of really like that because again, it preps us and gets us and have us playing meaningful games towards the end of the year. Um, and I like the way they put it in there with the Cardinals and Raiders and Chargers as well at the end of the season. So these are going to be like, really good tests for us.
Yeah, favorable matchups.
Favorable.
Test your might.
Who, me?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Sorry.
But yeah, Tim and Billy coming to Houston. Talking about hope you don't watch no film.
It wouldn't matter going up against Stingley.
Right.
And
And
yeah,
Cam.
so I'm gonna go ahead and put it up, make sure everybody can see it. Can everybody see the
I consider that
schedule
Raggedy Stadium
ahead?
right there.
Yeah, that's about to get towed down and moved. In about 3 years. They gonna
Right.
announce that the Texans are moving to Katy or the Woodlands. Um,
Talking about would be nice.
of course.
Just being selfish.
But again, the preseason games, we got the Lions, we got the Vikings, and we got the Panthers.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
mm-mm-mm.
The shade.
Cal not
Catching
even paying
strays
attention.
over here. I'm wondering which game I should go to on the road.
But yeah, man, I'm
Hey,
like, go ahead, yeah.
I couldn't see it. I got to go back to my big screen. I don't know what this knucklehead nigga said, but
I
I got
mean,
to go
um,
back with.
Tennessee ain't bad for you, Mike.
It's not. I
Hey,
mean,
yeah, excuse me for a second. Corey Barrett, can you see this? Like,
yeah, pull
what
up
you
the.
can't.
he can. Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, I'm looking at early in the schedule, just the preseason games. You got the Vikings, you got the Lions. Those will be. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not worried about them games at
yeah,
all.
I'm not worried about them, but I'm looking at the. So you got D'Amico and KOC kind of sharing notes or whatever, which I'm pretty sure they will. And KOC will be a good test for D'Amico, and then I
Mm,
think that it'll give Kaylee a little bit of support just watching how KOC will call that preseason game to
mm.
give him a little idea of what he needs to do. Um, then you go back, we got the Panthers. Ain't nobody really worried about none of these preseason games, to be honest
Yeah.
with
But you know what? Let me jump off in there, man. You know why I love preseason games? Because
Because you old school.
the
Hashtag hot take.
it's not a hot take, man. When we get the draft and we looking at you know
you.
the future starting left tackle, when we looking at Woody, when we looking at all these other guys, like these are the guys that you really want to see because that first 15 scripted plays, those are going to be plays just going to be simple outs, handoffs, and all that other shit. These guys are really going to be, and especially now, everybody that was really big on the offensive line, you really should watch preseason because you have a room full of guys that do not have a solidified, like you have Cam
Hmm.
and you have Titus Howard. That's pretty much like penciled in to an extent.
Right.
Everybody else is
Blake.
going to be fighting. Blake is not penciled in as a starter.
Shit.
As a starter?
Shit.
As a, okay,
Yes.
well, hey, if that's what you think, that's cool. But everybody's going to be fighting their ass off, bro. So everybody, everything that we complained about, this is when you're going to be able to see it in preseason because those guys are going to get extended run
Oh yeah.
in
But
the
this
second,
year,
third, and
Yeah.
fourth quarter
especially this year,
in preseason.
because none of them ever played together.
So this is my thing about that is that yeah, you're going to see.
At
I
least one
think
series.
probably Cam and Titus you won't see as much. You'll see them out there, but you won't see them as much. But you're going to see everybody. You're going to see Ladarius. You're going to see.
My point,
Um,
yes.
so you're going to see all of these other guys. You're going to see Tomlinson. You're going to see freaking Ingram. You're going to see Patterson and Juice. You're going to see what's Trent Brown. You're going to even see
Mhm.
Trent Brown
Yes,
out there.
If he's
yes.
healthy.
He should be. He should be.
God damn, Juice. Shit. Didn't you just say you be going to church? Like, damn, pray. Come on, Juice. Stop it.
Listen, got your feelings because cause you're a nickel con lover. We know the fact. If, what 5 seasons he ain't played a full season? Come on now, got your feelings,
Don't,
bro. Got the feelings.
don't.
Got the feelings now.
So I'm gonna say this like yes, you get that opportunity again, but the only caveat to that is how much are you going to see them against the real competition? Like
Well,
the Panthers have a decent defensive line. How much are they going to play? Then you go to the Lions. You know the Lions have a really good defensive line. How much are they really going to play in that last preseason game?
Because the oh, you said the Lions. Well, the Lions
Yeah.
is they replace offense and defensive coordinator.
Hmm.
They're going to have to get as much run, and they had the most injuries that cost them pretty much a Super Bowl bid in their minds.
Yeah.
So they're going to get some run. Carolina, they don't have no time to just kind of waste. And then Minnesota is going to be coming with their the new quarterback. He's not going to play that much,
mhm.
but I could see him playing, the first quarter. But
Yeah.
even Minnesota still has Minnesota will be the game that I look at and say, okay, well, they won what they was 15-2 last year. So they running it back. But the other two teams, Carolina and Detroit, now you probably going to see some guys that they're going to have to get some continuity, especially the Lions, because they got two coordinators that they're replacing.
I don't think it
Yeah.
matters. I don't think it matters who we playing. I think it matters for us because we have a new OC. We have a
Hmm.
really a new line, and we like I said we might know three starters, but they like I said they ain't play together. I think for us it's how to call a game, where you wind up, how you feel with your partner next to you, the run game, the receivers, and just the new system requires that they have to at least have one series in every playoff game and to see where you at, just to get comfortable with each other.
Yeah, to Brandon's point when we played the Giants, but I think the Giants was like the third preseason game because I think we played the Giants right before the last preseason game. If I hold on, so it was Hall of Fame game, Pittsburgh, Miami, then the Giants, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So the Giants preseason game, that's the reason why you only saw him for a quarter. It's because it was the last preseason game, and then you went to the backups, which is what I'm kind of expecting with the Lions. Is that you're going to see probably the Lions starters for maybe a quarter, if that, on that last preseason game. And like I said, I understand they have new coordinators, but again, it's the last preseason game,
Right.
and you don't want anybody
No,
worth value to get hurt. So even
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect our players at that last preseason game. We're gonna get a lot of Ursery we're gonna get a lot of Ed
DP,
Ingram.
DP.
Um,
Yeah,
I
and I
mean,
love
I'm
all of
talking about
that.
line. I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like on the line, you're gonna get. I predict on that last preseason game against the Lions, your starters are gonna be Ursary and Fisher, and
Mm,
then you're on at tackle, and then you're gonna have Ingram, and then you're gonna have Zach Thomas starting with whoever they want to place at center. Whether
Cox.
yeah, Eli
mm.
Cox or whatever. Pause.
Mm,
Um, in there, and you that'll be your starting line for probably the whole full game.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it's just that type of situation. That I expect in the Lions game. But I mean, we getting way into the weeds on a preseason game. We
Yeah, a
got a
little
whole
bit.
bunch. We sitting up here with
That's
a
Cal getting
whole
mad because
with a
somebody said something
whole.
about injuries.
Hold on, we sitting up here with a whole um campus special
Uh,
from Frenchies, and we sitting up here worrying about eating some greens and how the greens taste, and we got all this chicken and all this other stuff on this plate, and we sitting up here worrying about some greens. Um, but let's go right into it. He said, can the Texans beat the Ravens this year? This
They're
Absolutely.
gonna have,
this
they'll
is
have
this
to.
is the year. This is the year that they beat them. If they
Right.
don't beat them no other year, that's the year they beat them. But going right into it, week one, you got the Rams. Like we said earlier, the storylines write themselves. Nick Caley, protege of
Sean
Sean
McVay. I know.
McVay, coming
CFA.
Student
in.
versus the teacher.
Yeah, student versus the teacher. Yvonne already. Yvonne, Ivan. I'm gonna keep calling you Ivan because you disappear too much. Um, and Big John been asking about you too.
There you go. There you go.
But I think this is going to be a great test. The
Mm-hmm.
Rams coming off a resurgent year.
Yeah.
Um, and they're fully loaded. They got Devontae Adams. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
they basically swapped Cooper Cup for Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
That's not a bad swap.
Yeah.
Um
I noticed Jules, with his pros San Francisco, it kind of disappears as soon as we bring that up. But go ahead, AG.
yeah, so I mean like it's gonna be very, very interesting test because the Rams defense was no joke last year. Jules, we did
mm.
not need to see the underneath your titty. Um but um the
Calm
Rams
down.
defense
Calm down, sir.
the Rams defense is definitely better than what a lot of people gave credit, especially last year
Mm-hmm.
with Jared versus, and then what's the 55? What's his name? D tackle Fisk, Braden Fisk.
Yeah. A
Who
Steve
Chris?
Roll favorite.
Yo
Yeah.
man, Chris was salivating over Brandon Fisk. Um, and he was saying that's who we should have drafted in the second round of that year. But again, here we go. What can it's all about the offense. I don't think we have any concern about our defense.
Mm-mm.
Week
Mm-mm.
one, if
None.
everybody comes in healthy, no, knock on wood, no preseason injuries.
That's right.
We got a fully healthy roster on defense going into that game. Me personally, I'm not concerned
Mm-mm.
defensively for the Texans. I think we can handle, Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka
And Puka,
Nakua, Kyron Williams, all of that. I think we can handle
that
them. Their
line, can we
offensive,
handle that front? There's that
huh?
front can we handle?
On defense.
I'm talking about our offensive line handling their front.
Oh no no no! I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I was just
That's
talking about.
good.
This is why I kept saying defensively.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to the offense yet. I was just saying defensively. Um, yeah, I'm not concerned defensively. Against Sean McVay, and I think it'll be a tough matchup, but I think we can more than handle ourselves on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, against the Rams, it's just the offensive side of the unknown.
Yeah.
I think.
And you know
Go ahead.
something else, AD, is that defense you're running it back probably with um the same 10, but you just adding CJ GJ.
Mm-hmm.
So the chemistry, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
So that defense, like I'm very confident in what we can throw some of the greatest offenses off their off their rhythm. We saw that last year with, Detroit, with Buffalo. So, but like you said, that offense, we have to see that first game, and the running attack is going to be the reason why that starting off we're gonna like. I don't think they're gonna come out just passing, passing, passing. I
Mhm.
think the running attack is going to be very key, but CJ is going to be, and I know people hate this word, but CJ is going to be a game manager at times when he need to be, but when it's time to make the throws, he's going to make those throws. But they're going to lean on that running attack because the first day that D'Amico came here, he said we
Hold
want
on,
to
hold on,
be.
Cal. Hold on, Cal. Hold on. Cal. We ain't going this station on what the offense going to be on a preseason game, Austin. We're just going through the schedule. We got plenty of time to break
We're
down.
talking about the Rams.
We gonna
That's
break.
what
We
we're
got.
talking about.
We ain't gonna break down the whole thing just yet, buddy. We're just going through the
No, we're
schedule.
we're we're talking about the Rams, right? That's what I was just talking about, Jules. Are you paying attention? Or are
I'm
you
paying
going to sleep?
attention. I'm about to go to sleep
You,
in just a minute.
I know you sound like
Cause
you falling asleep
yeah,
already.
cause your long-winded conversation right now.
No, come
Okay,
on.
well I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off then. I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to y'all. So go ahead.
No, but I understand your point, Kel. And it's a it's gonna be very, very interesting. And I agree with the CJ being a game manager comment because I think that, to be honest, that's what the Texans need to get settled down. Is that you need him to kind of manage the game, and then you let it fly when necessary. But you need CJ to be comfortable. You need him
Mhm.
to, especially beginning of the season, you need him to be comfortable and be prepared to handle the situations or whatever that could present themselves. I mean, the Rams, I'm not, their secondary is food to me. Um, I see Nico Collins, I see Christian Kirk. You see the two young guns from the Iowa State. I'm saying call them the two young Cyclones.
Here you
Um,
go.
That's a good one, man.
and coming in and handling business easily with Toy Story and damn Joe Mixon handling business in the run game. Um,
Right.
Oh,
you
Okay.
didn't catch that, Mike?
I did. I did. Took me a second. I got you.
um,
Woody.
you
I
So
was
got
I was on I was
is
on
that a
a
win or a loss for us?
I was on a 10
I,
second delay, but I caught it, man.
yeah, no, I honestly, it's a road game in the prime spot. I think the Texans go in and handle business because we have so much continuity
Mm,
um
keep.
defensively. I think that the defense wins us this game, and I think we come out with the dub. How about
Mm,
y'all?
I
I
got one.
agree.
I
I
do
agree with
agree.
that.
I think it'll be a very good, very competitive game too, though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Swan, you got us winning that game.
Actually, I don't. I have us
Oh,
losing that game.
whoa,
Okay.
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 Is it because
It's
of
the
the
first.
offensive
No,
line
no.
trying to gel?
Yes, exactly, absolutely. It's the offensive
Mhm.
line because that is the first time. The first one you come up with is a damn good D line, and I feel there'll be some adjustment. Now, could we win on less? Could we do? Could we win? Yes. Do I want to win? Yes. But I'm just being honest right now until I see the offensive line in the preseason and in camp. I got to go with the more experience.
Okay.
Okay, so I think everybody else got it as a win. Swan got it as an L. Y'all create your own notes, and we'll revisit. Week
Yes.
two,
Send all your mentions to
So
Swan.
W. Absolutely. That's a W.
Monday night, Liberty Whiteout. You already know on ABC. Think we played pretty well on ESPN ABC, if I'm not mistaken. Last
Yeah.
time we had a Monday night game in NRG Stadium was 2018 against the Tennessee Titans.
Damn.
And
If
we
people
beat
don't,
that ass.
if people don't remember,
Hold
that
up.
was
Is that the 57-14 game?
no,
Okay.
No, no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no. That
no,
was a
no.
different
That was
time.
that was the game
That was the year
after
before.
Cal. That was the game
After
after
Cal, I mean,
Calvin McNair
after
died.
Mr. McNair passed away.
not Cal. I'm saying, Lord, I'm killing Cal
I
off.
said Mr. McNair.
No, no, I know. I'm saying
Hey,
I
when you
said
say
Cal.
Cal, make sure you say Cal McNair.
I did. But
Make
I meant Bob
oh,
McNair
okay.
passed away, and I said Cal. But Bob McNair passed away, and now the next night was the Monday night game against the Titans. Ironically, he picked the right time, and the right team to
What?
and I was at that game, huh?
I was too.
Yeah, and so I remember the stadium shaking when Lamar Miller broke off the 97-yard touchdown run,
Mm-hmm.
and he ran to the end, and I was right there on the end zone where he ran
Coast to
to. So
coast.
coast to
Home run
coast,
threat.
and like I said, it was the right team. It was the right team, the Tennessee Titans. That Bob McNair's spirit came down and said, "I'm shitting on all y'all motherfuckers."
And
So
the play
definitely,
before then when we shut they dumb asses down on that
yeah,
fourth down with Derrick
hmm
Henry.
yep.
And
So it
that's
was
what got the crowd pumped. And when he,
it
man,
was the next play, wasn't
next
it?
flight I'm saying is
Yeah.
they went for it. We shut it down and he broke that sucker off.
Mm-hmm.
I left their horse that night.
But definitely. So yeah, Monday night game. I think the stadium's gonna be rocking. I think everybody's gonna be prepared. Again, last time we played the Bucks, played them at home. CJ had probably the best game of his career.
That's
Oh,
right.
75.
Yeah, with 5
His
touchdowns.
best. He actually broke
Yep.
the NFL rookie record still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
all of these
476
factors
yards.
in. Go ahead.
Now I said 476 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. And then, again, Tampa Bay will be installing a new offense with a new offensive coordinator. Um, so that plays into the factor as well. I see this as a dub. What about you, Cal, Mike, Swan, Jules?
I got it as a dub.
I got
Oh,
the
I got
win.
that as a dub.
Mm-hmm. Mike.
I got it as another thriller and
Mm.
a dub.
Hey, if it ain't like it ended the last time, I'll be happy. Again, moving on to week 3, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road. It's kind of playing out because I think CJ's rookie year we played Jacksonville week 3 on the road in Jacksonville. I think it'll be the same result. I think
Yeah.
belt to ass. I don't
And
even
that's gonna
like.
be a Christian Kirk revenge game.
Yeah, Christian
So
Kirk is gonna be
it's
150.
early in the season where he shouldn't be hurt. So
Yeah,
he should actually to play. But I think Noah is gonna do the baptize them and do our Tank Dale thing on them.
I mean Travis Hunter gonna have his welcome to the NFL moment because I
Oh
would
hell yeah.
let me say this. I'm praying the sweet baby Jesus, like what's his name
Ricky
on
Bobby,
Ricky Bobby, that they put Travis Hunter on Nico Collins.
let's go.
Oh my
They,
God.
they 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 ain't gonna do that. And then another thing too, when Travis Hunter is out there, they gonna put Sting on his ass.
Woo,
And
welcome to
hey,
the
when, when
NFL.
when when I tell you that Travis probably gonna lead that game, probably like with one catch and 7 yards and nothing on defense, it's gonna be a nothing burger because
Mhm.
Travis is not weight room ready for the NFL.
Yeah.
This is not Colorado. This I'm telling you, man. This is some grown man shit out there. Travis gonna he gonna realize, hey, I got to get in that weight room because Sting gonna be just on his ass like pimples and zits. Telling you,
But we do remember, you got to remember BTJ is still on that roster. So
Sure.
um,
I mean, he's one of the best in the game. The
let me
question
say
is,
this: you talking about Sting on him? Kamari can handle Travis. I'm not even
yeah, he
Yeah.
concerned.
can't. Yeah, hmm
and that's
Go
no
ahead.
disrespect to the upside that is there with Travis Hunter, but you just look at the highlights, not even digging into the film. You just look at the highlights of, oh wow, he's wide open. Oh, Sunshine missed him again. And then
But
that pass
hey,
rush is only
but
going to
this
get
this
better.
is this is the NFL. So those
Yes.
double moves and all that shit, like that window closed real fast. That window closed like a hurricane is coming in Oklahoma. Like, bro, you're not gonna be sitting out there camping out.
Oh no,
So
trust me,
I'm I'm
Sting
just
gonna
I'm
get
just
him a
telling
pickle. Kalen go get him a pick. Sunshine like to give up.
Oh yeah,
Him.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm waiting for Aziz.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for Aziz. And if I was D'Amico, I'd be petty, and I send Aziz on a delayed blitz the first play,
Oh Lord.
and him just knock the shit out of Trevor Lawrence.
See,
And I'm just petty
you
like
want the
Now
what's
you
the
trying to get
governor
us
name?
suspended. Why
Well,
in the hell
holy
are we doing
smokes.
that?
cuz
What's the
No,
I'm
governor
sending a
name of
we
message.
ain't got
Florida?
time to play like that.
I'm sending a message. Rob DeSantis.
No, no, no. I'm not trying
You
to get
you
him
gonna
suspended.
have DeSantis out there with the damn troopers trying to get Aziz up out of there. Come on, man, don't do that shit.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
hold
Yeah, I don't
up.
even want that. No, you send somebody
Don't
else
do
to
that,
that dirty
man.
work.
Let somebody else. Let
Yeah, let
Toto.
Jake Hanson.
Yeah.
Let Jake Hanson do that shit.
I need Aziz to go in, and I'm talking
Why?
about
So we missed it to one hit
a
and he
clean,
missed two
a
or 3 weeks.
clean, a clean hit on a delayed blitz.
But he's
Not
got a
late.
history now, so there's no clean hit for him.
Mm.
If he
Not
hit,
with Trevor,
if
it's
he
not.
hit him, hold on. If he hit him as the ball is still leaving his hand, that's a clean hit.
No, okay, that doesn't
No,
stop you from throwing
But
a flag.
again,
Why
but
take that chance?
again, but again, that's neither here nor there. That's just me being petty and me
I'll put
being,
that out
an
there.
asshole. But we can.
no.
I think everybody. I told you I like to piss people off. You know that, Cal.
You said you an asshole. You can play that part real good, Denzel.
Oh, absolutely, with the tip all down and everything. Um, but yeah, he said I'm sending all our bliss with Peach and CD as reinforcements. I'm with AD on that one. Hey, but again, I think we all got it as a dub, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that as
Jules,
a dub.
Absolutely.
That win.
all right.
Jude,
Do we need to talk about Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans? I think.
Are we
Yeah, we
skipping
do.
Jags?
We do. We do.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's on record. Yeah, we do.
how many interceptions is he gonna throw?
For the year on that game,
No, in that game.
two, one pick
Ooh.
six.
Jules,
What up?
how
Now
many
we
interceptions?
might drop two. We might drop two, but we're gonna pick up two of them.
How many interceptions think Cam Ward throws in that game against the Texans on the 28th of September?
I say one because I don't think they'll allow him to throw much.
Mm.
Then they can still control him because he's still young and trying to get into NFL ready. So I don't think he's gonna throw a lot.
So
It's
they
for-
let him throw 4 passes?
No, they're
No,
not
that's
gonna do
that.
that.
No,
That's something we
nah.
would do. They're gonna let that boy open it up.
I disagree, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Callahan, that's different.
What you got, Cal?
interception wise, he probably is not going. See, the thing about it is, I think D'Amico in the defense is gonna have him so rattled. It's gonna be one of those things that he feel like that. His legs is just gonna, you know, hey, he's gonna try to use his legs more than his arm. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, that pass rush is gonna be on quarterbacks like that. That's very new and
Mm-hmm.
it's not used to the NFL speed. And so you're gonna be moving around in that pocket, and a lot of times you're gonna depend on what has been very great for you, and that's to move out of the pocket and then just take off and run it because your first read is not there. When you get to your second read, it's like, hey, here come this damn cyborg and Hunter, and I got to take off running, and that's gonna be one of them things that he probably end up that game like 11 for 30, like for 161 yards and 2 interceptions. It's gonna be a bad game for him.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he starts.
No, he'll
You don't
Ooh.
think he start
I don't think he
game
Oh,
starts.
he
four?
absolutely started there.
Do
Not
you,
throwing Will Levis out there. Trust
I
me.
mean,
do you think they
it's,
throw Levis out there just for that game?
No,
but
no.
so hold on. My opinion is I don't think any quarterback in this draft was ready to start day one. So that's what I'm
Oh, okay.
saying. I don't think now they might force it out, but
Yeah.
I don't think he can beat Will Levis out because
Let
I
me
don't believe his
let me
talent.
ask you something. Let me ask you something, Jews. When the last time a quarterback that was drafted number one that didn't start? I mean, I don't
Eli
know.
Manning.
Yeah.
Okay, so we going back 25 years ago,
But
something
It's
like
got
but
to be
that.
but
more
Cal,
recent
this
than that.
every situation is different. Every season different. I to me, I just don't believe in his talent, and I don't believe you throw
Okay, I
somebody
mean,
who
but they do.
the. But that's why it's my opinion. Like I said, I don't think he picks the game up fast enough, and also I think that the Anthony Richardson kind of gives people understanding that you need to have time for these quarterbacks to grow a little bit, and with them trying to rush him and they have a similar game as people say before. I think you can slow play him a little bit. I think he needs to learn a little more before you throw him out game one. And because like y'all say, the defense we have a defense that's ferocious. I don't know if you play him right now. I don't think it'd be smart. That's just
Looking
my
at
opinion.
Tennessee's schedule, they start off with the Broncos, whose defense is gonna be crazy.
Right.
Mhm.
And then I forgot who they played week 2 and 3, but if somebody got it, pull it
I'm
up. Let me
pulling it
know.
up right now.
Um, but I know that week 1 and week 4 is gonna be crazy defensively for him. Um,
Broncos, Rams, Colts, Texans.
I
I,
mean,
I totally agree with you, Mellow Mike.
you know, which one? Talking about this one? Callahan's job is on the line.
Hmm.
Um,
There's no
I
way.
mean, yeah, I
To me,
mean,
it's important.
no. So I think it's Jules' opinion is saying that he shouldn't start, and I
Hmm.
think we all understand that he will start, and it's kind of doing a disservice to Cam
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to throw him in the fire, and he's not going to look good,
Yeah,
and it's going to, and I know we're going down a rabbit hole, and we need to move on because
a
we
little
got
bit. Yeah.
13 more games. He's not going to look good, and it's going to look bad on the organization because you just drafted Will Levis 2 years ago or 3 years ago now in the second round. He didn't work out, and then you draft Cam Ward #1 overall, and he's starting to look like a bust early in the season. Then it's going to be like, okay, what is going on with Tennessee and their decision making, and then it's like at that point in time, now you just fired your GM, you just got a new GM. Now, if you got, that it don't work like that, the head coach is gone after that. Then the GM gets another head coach. It's like a whole cycle. Tennessee is setting up for a recipe for a disaster for Tennessee, especially if Cam doesn't work out. And
But
they have the
let
easy.
me let me say this: CJ and uh that boy from Washington
Jaden
Penix,
Daniels.
Shane Daniels.
fucked
Penix.
it up for
Oh, you talking about?
they
Oh, okay. You talking about that Washington? I'm thinking.
Daniels. They messed it
Yes,
up for
at
anybody
55.
coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have an organization saying, okay, he's my guy, he's my #1 guy. We saw CJ that was drafted, and he had the best uh, rookie, campaign. And then Jaden Daniels come back and just really just took over that shit.
Went to a
Man,
conference championship.
teams are not finna wait for this, man.
Nope.
They don't have time for that. When I'm drafting you #1, that means I believe in you. Like, look, bro, they said that you're a dual threat. CJ is not a dual threat.
Hmm.
I mean, he can move out of the pocket, but Daniels is a dual threat.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, hey, that boy's a dual threat in Tennessee, and they're not going to sit here and just slow walk him.
Right, because it's
So
like,
the
okay, I can wait on you passing, but you can use your legs like JD5 did. So,
exactly that
yep.
they're not going to wait for him, man. He's going to be out there game one, hell or high water. That's just my opinion. That these general managers and these owners are not waiting anymore.
Yeah.
And they got a new stadium
Absolutely.
that's being erected, so they got to get that buzz.
Absolutely. And hashtag gotta be right, Brandon.
But yeah, no, like I said, and with all that being said, I think I think this is I would call this a dub. Plus, they beat us at home last year. We got to get that lick back.
Yeah.
So I take this right now. Most of us, except Swan, got us going 4-1, 4-0. Swan has us 3-1.
Hmm.
Then we go into the Ravens game, the dreaded Ravens game. Um, Lamar
Okay.
Jackson. Lamar Jackson just killed a man, y'all.
Hold up, what?
Although he
Yeah, you may want to clarify. You may
Not
want to
this.
clarify that. Come on now.
Hey, will you make the
Nah,
disclaimer
man.
on that shit,
Can you
man? Come
I was
on,
about to
man.
say,
change that?
although
Please.
it was on the TV show.
Don't be doing that to the black man.
Um, but yeah,
Oh my
man,
god.
Lamar Jackson. The dreaded Ravens game. That's one until the Texans prove me wrong.
That's
Mm.
an
I'm
L.
not. Yeah, I'm putting it as
Me
a
too.
L. The Texans got to prove me wrong. I know it's early in the season. May be able to catch lightning in the bottle with it, and you have a bye week the next week. I'm still calling it a L. Jules, what you got? Mike, what you got?
I got to
Go ahead,
win.
Juice.
You got to win. You got us winning,
Yep.
Mike.
Depends on whether or not I go to that game.
can we get a yes or no? WL?
Like I said, Swan, depends. No. Um,
Teasing you. I'm teasing you.
no, because that'll be one of the closest games I'll be near.
Mm.
And honestly, one of the most anticipated because that's a really good measuring stick for another team that's top four in the AFC: Kansas City, Houston, Baltimore, Buffalo. Seems to be that way every year now. Can we stop Lamar and Derrick Henry? If we can stop them both, yes. Because I know our offense can cook. If we give CJ enough time, we got enough weapons to make it happen. Defensively, yeah, we can shut down Zay Flowers and the rest of those so-called receivers in Baltimore. I think it'd be a very close game, but Houston struggled a little bit on the road, so I'd give a slight edge to Baltimore, but that should be a very, very close game.
Yeah,
Oh, you said
like
it's an L or a W?
yeah,
Yeah, that's an L.
yeah.
Okay.
Said.
So I think everybody but Jules has a L. Jules, you have us undefeated going into the bye week.
I do.
So Jules has us undefeated. I think everybody else has Swan has us 3-2. The rest of
Mm-hmm.
us are 4-1 going into the
Mhm.
bye week. Early bye week, like we talked about earlier. I think I think it's a good bye week because we don't have like pre-show Swan brought it up. We don't have that situation last year. We got 3 games in 11 days.
True.
And your team is taxed and everything like that. These games, I think the closest is the Titans and Buffalo game that are 4 days apart because we played the Buffalo on a Thursday night. And then that's probably a difficult stretch because you're playing on the road in Tennessee. Then you got to come home and play at home in Buffalo against Buffalo on a
Mhm.
Thursday night. But again, after that, you got 10 days off to go to the coast and beat their ass. Then you got the Chiefs a week after. Like everything is kind of spaced out and everything. But
Right.
next to the bye week, you got really an extended bye week because you don't play till Monday night the week
Mm-hmm.
after. So you technically don't play for 15 days
Yeah.
before you play the Seahawks in Seattle with possibly Jalen Milroe. I don't know if Jalen Milroe takes over at that point or if they just gonna roll with Sam Darnold. So it'll be interesting to see how they roll in Seattle. That's an interesting team. Kind of don't know what they're gonna be, but go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, I kind of wanted to piggyback off your point, and because a lot of Texans fans are like, "Hey, that's an early buy." Honestly, I mean, you're just as likely to have an early buy as a late buy, and you just based off paper, which is all you can base it off of right now in the summer. Um, you get to early September, now you can base it off of shit, but right now it's strictly based off paper. 3 of our 6 toughest games, we're playing them before our bye week. In
Exactly.
Baltimore, the Rams, and the Bucks. And then the other 3
Right.
being the
Mhm.
Broncos, the Bills, and the Chiefs. So, hey, that's not bad, right? You get 3 of your 6 toughest games out of the way. Then you got Seattle, San Francisco. I don't know why Jules or other people are particularly high on the Niners, given the amount of
Oh,
players.
I'm very high on them.
But we'll get there.
They had injuries last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Pearsall has had a full off season because what happened to him last off season after the draft, I mean later on. And what's his name came back as a DC. I'm forgetting his name.
Are you
Help me
talking
out.
about from the Jets?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He's never
I
had
know
a
we-
suck defense, and them
Yeah.
guys are going to get back to doing what they were used to doing, playing the way in that scheme that they are used to. So
Well,
I expect
I
them
know,
to be better.
I know we
And
jumping.
IU comes off the ACL as well.
Yeah, I know we jumping to San Francisco, but I want to know what everybody's prediction against the Seahawks on Monday Night Football in Seattle.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Wait,
depends on who. Oh, damn.
do you think Milrow starting for that game?
And I think they gonna ride with Sam Darnold the whole year.
Assuming
Oh,
he's
no.
healthy, yeah.
Yeah, unless an injury happens, it's Sam Darnold's season this season. Cal, what you got on that game?
Man, I got Seattle winning, but I got to go back through the schedule because I got us beating Baltimore. And if we beat Baltimore, Seattle, then I'm thinking that we're gonna, and I said we got to go 6-0 on the in our division,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not going to go. I'm looking at the schedule right now. We're not going to go 6-0. I'm thinking that because it's our time to beat Baltimore, but I think that if we're gonna beat Baltimore and Seattle, I think a loss has to come in, and I hate to say this,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna have to come Jacksonville.
Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Jacksonville, look, man, Jacksonville is playing at home. I'm looking at the schedule. Like I
You do know
understand.
we
Look,
have not lost
look,
to Jacksonville since 2017.
the law
And,
averages never changes. So we have to have. I understand, Swan. You had a loss
and
with
that's
the
the
Rams.
Baltimore Ravens is that L.
You had the loss with the Rams. I got the loss with Jacksonville. So what I'm saying is, I'm not seeing us beating Baltimore and beating the Rams. I'm not because I'm looking at my damn
Because
schedule and
they'll
I'm
be
like, okay. I
Yeah,
said,
They'll be
I
fine.
but
said,
They're not
again,
losing the
let
Jags.
me pump my brakes because we're not going to start off the like. I don't think we're going to start off 6-0. I hope we do,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but it's going to be a loss in there. Like every
I got a
season
three and
has,
two.
but see, loss has every year we have wins that we like, okay, yeah, we pulled it off, and we have losses that like, how
I
in the
said we'll
fuck did
have
we lose
one.
that game?
Yeah. So and but again, like I said, this is Cal's prediction, and
Yeah.
and Cal, says that he's switching basically. He has the same record before, but he's just switching the L from the Ravens to the Jags.
Yeah,
And you have us winning that game in Seattle, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, Swan, what do you have us in Seattle?
I have it as an L.
Okay, is Seattle one of those teams that we haven't beaten in a while, or we have a horrible record against?
I thought the last time we was up there was the Deshaun game. If I'm
Oh
not
God,
mistaken.
that game, bruh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't
And
think, I
they've
don't
been
think, I don't
here, but
think
I
we have
thought
a.
we went up there. I thought the last time we were up there was Deshaun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I don't think we have a good record with them.
Yeah,
no,
we
we don't.
don't.
And the only reason why I say that is that keep in mind the travel. And I even though it's a bye week, you are
Mhm.
still going from Houston all the way up there. And you don't, I mean, they weather is kooky,
It
shit. It could
is.
be
Well,
storming,
it's
rain, or
early
whatever.
though. But it's early though. It
No,
may
I'm saying,
at worst
no,
it
what
may
I
be
mean is they
raining.
rain. No, I'm saying rain, all that.
Yeah.
Their weather is just crazy, so you don't know. So I'm gonna give them the slight advantage, and wouldn't be surprised if we lost that game.
Well, we're talking about
Where
Seattle. Isn't Seattle in a dome?
No.
No,
no,
no, no, no.
no, the
Oh,
outdoors.
oh, they outdoors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yes,
Hashtag 12th man. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Yes.
All right.
But yeah,
October 20th.
yeah, you
yes,
so
It can, yeah.
Cal, it more than likely it'll be at the worst. I feel like it'll be raining. It's not gonna be
right.
snowing
That's it.
that,
But
that
I mean,
early.
Yeah,
how
no.
will it be
Yeah.
raining that
But
kind of weather?
Swan, you have it as an L. Cal has it
Mhm.
as an L. Mike, what do you have?
So, we got Google at our disposal. Seattle leads the series history 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
But last meeting was back in 2021, and then the previous meeting
Oh
before that,
Jesus!
as Swan alluded to, was that 41-38 crazy game in 2017 with Sean.
Mhm.
I think it'll be very competitive, intriguing, primetime game, but I got the Texans. I know Seattle weather can be a little crazy, but it's not going to be snowing. As AD alluded to, at worst, you'll deal with some rain. That's not something Houston's got a problem with. And I think we match up pretty damn well against them as well. So yeah, I got the Texans in a close, hard-fought game.
Yeah, let me get it straight. I got Seattle with the win. The only loss I have right now is the Jags. So I
Okay, so
got us.
okay.
Yeah, I got us
So you
five and
got you
one.
got Seattle as a win, Swan as a L. Mike, you said L.
It's a dub for the
Dub.
Texans.
Okay.
Yeah, he said a
Jules, you
dub.
got
Yeah.
win or loss.
I win.
And look. You say that, and godly, the man
There
from
go Larry and
Stafford
The
Stafford.
appears.
man, the myth, the
I told
legend.
him
The myth,
to
the
call you.
legend, the legend, Larry Stafford appears. Um, he heard they lost to Jacksonville, and he couldn't help himself.
Hell yeah, I didn't
he,
co-sign that shit.
he had to show
Hey
up.
man, look here. Y'all don't be saying no dumb shit, man.
I'm
I
just
was
saying.
just out this shit, man. Jacksonville, come on, man.
I just saying.
Y'all know what we finna do. I already told y'all. I've been telling y'all all day. My dog's going 17-0. Fuck what
Oh,
everybody else
come
talking
on.
about.
Okay,
Hey,
what
but
do
we
you
ain't
at
even
glass
gotta
at?
we ain't
What do
even
you
gotta
at
ask.
glass at?
Hey,
Hold on.
man. I don't care what y'all talking about, man. My squad right now today, we 17-0 in my book.
Right. Now hold on. We are reputable,
Hey
Hey,
man, hey, I'm over there playing the safe shit, man. We got a squad, man. I don't know what y'all talking about, but we got a squad.
Hey, Larry, if we do it
The
like that,
defense.
we ain't gonna have a show, bro. We,
Yeah.
we might as well just shut it down right now. 17 no
Nah,
Super
y'all
Bowl.
know
Hey,
it.
show's over.
hey,
Y'all know
Cal,
it's all good, man.
hey,
It's
Cal,
fun. It's
Cal,
that
What's up,
Larry,
fun
man?
time,
Larry
man.
Payne say you thinking about the kingdom.
Yeah, I was.
Hey,
Yeah, I
hey,
read that.
don't be insulting Cal like that. We know you old.
Man, Cal, I said it
Hey,
earlier. Cal 68 years old. So I mean,
Hey, boy, y'all
I
keep
remember
putting
hold
age
up.
on
I
me,
remember
man.
King Dome. I remember them days.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
When they
got him
was in the
7-0
hold up,
right
when
now,
they was
Larry.
in the AFC, not the NFC.
hey, so Larry and Stafford, just to recap,
yeah,
Jules has us undefeated right now. Swan has us with 2 L's right now. Ravens and Seahawks. I'm sorry. Swan has us with the
Rams, see, I
yeah,
got that's with 3 L's
yeah,
technically.
3 L's. Rams, Ravens, and Seahawks. Cal has us losing to Jacksonville and that's
No,
it,
no,
right?
just Jacksonville. Yeah, just Jacksonville.
That's
Yep.
it. And then Mike
To
has us
Baltimore.
losing to Baltimore. That's it. I have us losing to Baltimore, and I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think going up to Seattle after a long bye week,
That's
basically
right.
15 days. It's gonna
yeah.
be a lag. I see us taking, unfortunately taking the L.
Whoa! Hold
Yeah,
up. You
we
don't
have
think Stingley can contain
no.
Jesus Christ and a Jigba after
It
that
ain't.
bye?
It ain't even that part. Is I think that this may be because I think Seattle don't. No, that's not the elevation. That's Denver. But
No.
Seattle, I just think that environment. I think that the offense may struggle with that long lag. I think the offense may struggle,
Yeah.
and I think that may be an issue on. I think the offense lets us down in that game, not
Right.
defense. I don't think the defense lets us
Let
down
me
in
say this.
any
I
game.
don't think the defense is gonna let us down
Yeah, well, yeah, we're
in
saying the
any
same
games
thing.
where they cost us. Will that be a play here and there where
Mhm.
there's a lapse or you get a run or get a pass off?
Of
Yes.
course.
But overall, I
Mhm.
don't think our defense will fail us. I am concerned. One, like I said, I need to see what the offensive line is and how quickly. And this is, Kaylee's first full time as an OC. So it's why I figure early in the season there will be that slight little, getting up to speed. Now, when you start getting past the Seattle, that's when we gonna start having some fun. Now that's when the homer gonna come in me.
Yeah, but so like I said, I'm I'm at the point of like, and I think Brandon was saying losing to Seattle, they don't even make the playoffs.
That's what I
I
was
mean,
gonna tell you. Put Brandon shit back
hold on.
up there. I like Brandon, man. I don't know
Wait,
who
hold
Hey,
on. So
said
they
the
can't lose. Wait, they
Seahawks.
can't lose to Seattle and
no,
not
hold
make the
on.
playoffs.
Let me say this. Let me say this. We lost to the Tennessee Titans late in the season, and they had the number 1 overall pick.
We lost to the fucking Jets.
So
Hey,
again,
What?
I mean, I kind of
Come on,
called that
man.
one last year.
No,
hold
we
on,
lost to the Jets. We lost to the goddamn
Titans.
Titans. We
Hey,
blew a game against the Lions.
what
We
year
got
was
our
that?
ass whooped by the fucking
That was
Vikings.
last year.
Hold
That
up.
was
We
2024,
got a
right?
fucking
Like 2
hold up. We
years in
got
a
a
row, I
fucking
think.
But
safety on Christmas. A
yeah,
safety.
So
Okay.
I ain't gonna miss
Okay.
the game.
Hold,
Man.
hold,
I'm not
hold,
gonna miss
hold,
it.
hold on. Hold on. Hold
So
on.
don't tell
Y'all
me if
kill
I
me
lose
for
to
my
no. What I'm
take
saying
on
is,
that Jets
don't tell
game.
me if I lose to Seattle, then I don't make the playoffs.
No. He talking about Seattle
no,
don't make the playoffs.
no.
I thought
And I
that's
don't
what he
think they
said.
do. I think it'll be close. But
No,
I
he
mean
says
that's
if I lose to Seattle, they don't even make the playoffs.
That
Okay,
that
so
that's
No,
that's
he's
why
talking about Seattle.
yeah
okay,
that's
that's that one. Okay, then that's that one game you ain't supposed to lose. Then
Right,
I guess then
right.
you do.
that's why he said laughing my ass off because he's like lose to Seattle,
Okay,
they don't make the playoffs.
there is
name
probably
me,
going to be a
name
game
me
on the
every
schedule that
year.
Yeah.
Every team lose to a team they ain't supposed to, and they beat
right.
a team that folks didn't have you winning. So
Mhm.
maybe it's Seattle.
Unless we get the luck of the Kansas City Chiefs and we sit up here and win them games that we supposed to lose and everything go wrong,
Like
Yeah,
8 of
and
them.
we just look up. Yeah, they had like 8 games where they should have lost.
yeah.
But hey, AD, one thing you got to look at. I looked at a Seattle schedule.
That go
They they
CB, man. That's what I'm talking about, Barry.
they
That's right.
hey yeah, and I agree with what Barry just said
It may be
because
After
bullshit
bye.
Seattle,
afterwards, but
look,
that's
Seattle Seattle have to travel from they play the Buccaneers on the 5th. They got to travel from over there to
Back
Jaguars
home.
and play them on. They play the Jaguars way in Florida on the 12th, and then
That's
they
right.
play us on the 20th. We're
Uh-huh.
coming off of a bye. They are traveling. So
okay.
they're
But they
going
but they're gonna
from
be
playing at
home.
home. They're playing at home on the East Coast, the way up north.
I
They going way down to Jacksonville, and then we're going to meet them back at home. It's not like they're at home resting.
didn't say we
Go
can't
So
Right.
beat them. I'm saying that I
that's
just
going to be
said
a
there's a
win for the
difference.
Texans. It's
ahead.
going to be a win for the Texans.
Killer
Okay.
Cow. That's a good point. What time is that game in Jacksonville?
It's gonna be noon.
It's
They
going to be it's noon. Yeah, it's noon.
And those West Coast to East Coast games, like the success rate is pretty bad.
yeah.
Exactly.
And yeah, and then you come back home. We're
Right.
extremely well rested. Yeah, I really like our
Di-
chances.
Didn't
Plus,
they just release the whole miles travel? I just saw something. They just released the
Yeah.
whole miles
Then
travel thing.
I'm gonna throw something else out there. We
But
got a kicker that struggles kicking outdoors. God damn it. I'm sorry.
now
I'm gonna
you
say
messing with
this.
Hawaiian punch again.
If
Yes,
we
I
if we
am.
if
Okay.
we're
I'm
let me
just
say let me
saying.
say this. Let
Beth,
me say this one.
Texas,
Hold
and
on.
Kaimi and Swan.
Hold on. Let me
Man.
say this. If we're having issues or concerned about Kaimi Fairbairn in that game against Seattle, then the game is already lost.
We
No,
got
Because
you
it
need your
Dante.
shouldn't.
kicker. Hey, how the
Because
other hold up, wait a minute. Ain't
it
that how the
shouldn't.
Chiefs won at the end?
But I'm
A lot
no.
of games, field
But
goals.
what I'm saying is that for a team, it's either gonna go two ways.
Mhm.
Either if we win that game, we're gonna win that game comfortably. I don't see it being like a super tight last second type of thing. I don't see that from Seattle because they don't have the weapons.
Right.
They
Okay. Is
they
there
they
a
lost Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf.
Exactly. And they
And
is
got
there a
Sam Darnold
matchup
at
that you're
quarterback.
concerned about for that game? Anyone?
say what?
If I'm not
Is
mistaken,
there
they
a
got the
matchup
Torrey Horton Jr.
on any
Man,
side of the ball?
man,
and
Is
they
there a
got
matchup you're
Cooper Cup.
concerned about?
huh? What? Hold on, Mike. What'd you say?
Sorry. On paper, right now, is there a
Mhm.
matchup for that game that you're concerned about?
No, but
No,
again,
but that don't
my
mean that you
so
don't fuck up.
my logic is not based on like I just think it's one of those fluke games. And
Okay.
I have one every year that I just put on paper just and like I said, this is a game honestly on like you said on paper and
Mhm.
already, realistic, situation, we win that game. Again, like I said, for all the reasons that I stated, I painted the picture for us to win the game. And then I came back with the L. So it's like I know that it's a very very easy winnable, not easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's a very very winnable game. It's the conditions again. It's a Monday night game. We have 15 days in between games. You're coming off a bye. Again, Seattle's doing the traveling back and forth. They got home away home, and so they have to do a lot of traveling. And so then they don't have the talent on their roster. They don't have I don't think they have any realistic weapons on that outside of Jesus Christ and Jigba.
So they got
So I
they got
mean,
they got your boy running back. I mean, they got a cold ass.
you talking about Walker?
Yeah,
Charbonnet.
Jenna Walker.
I mean, he's good, but we can shut down the run.
Well, no, I'm just saying they
Again, when I'm talking about weapons, Larry, I'm talking about against our defense.
okay.
Like
Titans
there's
didn't have no fucking weapons. We let them hoes win.
yeah, we had injuries though too. On
Swan,
that.
let last year go.
That wasn't no goddamn injuries that
Okay.
let them hoes win.
Okay. So Larry said
That
he
was
gonna be in
offense.
Seattle.
Defense did what they supposed to.
So Larry gonna be in Seattle the Rebels.
Me too. God damn it.
Hey, Brandon Stacy, Seahawks wide receiver coach Stephen Sims. Um,
Oh shit! I
but
keep forgetting. You know what? He ain't on the team anymore.
um,
Hey, AD,
Yeah.
let me ask. Can
You
I
know
ask a
who
question
else ain't
real
on the
quick?
team
go
anymore?
ahead so we can
Hey,
move on with the
so
rest.
you said Swan has us at 3 losses. Swan, you got us losing to the Rams out the gate.
Yep.
Ooh, goddamn! Put that yak down, Swan.
No. You mean hold on? You
Hashtag
mean
F
put the rock
Swan.
down? Hold up. You say put the Ciroc down?
Yeah, that too. You
Take that, take
mixing
that,
up
take that,
shit.
No.
take
Hold
that,
up. But no. But
take
Larry.
that, take
But
that.
Yeah.
once we start talking about that game after Seattle, then you go see who I am.
Swan say take this, Larry. Swan say take that, take that.
Yeah. Hang in there with me. Hang in there with me, okay?
Hey, look here, man. I just think it's fun, man. I think it's fun.
Just hang in there with that record go be when we finish this week
So
18, okay?
Okay.
so we moving on from Seattle.
Let's
Yes,
move
sir.
on. Yeah. All right.
And now this is where it gets fun. You got the Ace Town Blue game against San
Whooping that
Francisco.
ass.
D'Amico Ryans finally gets to go against Kyle Shanahan for the first time. And I think a lot of people kind of misjudged San Francisco. I understand Swan broke it down and talked about the DC coming back and everything, but they had a lot of major key, high profile key losses on their defensive side of the football. I understand the DC is back and he's going to kind of help rectify some of the issues that they had last year. But Salah, but again, I just don't think they have the personnel to kind of compete defensively with the Texans. Offensively, and again, this is me personally, I don't ever have faith in Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, like, can do. I don't think he can really do any or challenge anybody at the quarterback position or make you fear him. So I'm not concerned with Brock Purdy. I know they got Ricky Pearsall. Ayuk may be acting. Well, he should be activated that game, ready to play that game. You know, they did trade Debo, and they think they drafted a replacement. What's his name? Didn't they draft Royals?
Mm-hmm.
They drafted Jalen Royals, right?
Wait, you talking
No,
about
hold on.
Chiefs?
They
No.
got Ricky
The
Pearsall
Chiefs got
and
rolls.
Oh, Chiefs got Royals. Okay, I knew it was a
Yeah.
red thing. But yes, no, I mean I'm pretty sure they drafted a player to kind of help replace their wide receiving core. Loss of Debo Samuel, but again, will Christian McCaffrey play that game? Will he be healthy? You have those questions like, you know, Kyle Shanahan. They're going to be competitive, but again, I don't think he can compete with the D'Amico Ryans defense and what they're going to bring to the table. And I'm not. Ricky Pearsall is a good player. I'm just not concerned with it because of Brock Purdy, and I count that as a win for the Texans. Anybody want to disagree or agree? Are
What you
we
got,
all
Kelly?
in? Are we all in agreement?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with the
49ers a
ass.
win. Yeah. 49ers is a win.
Excuse me, what? Huh?
I said 49ers is a win. I agree.
Oh, okay. It's a win. Okay, gotcha.
Mike,
Hmm.
I think it'll be a very interesting game. Obviously, there's some history there, but I got the Texans. I am not scared of the Niners. I know Jules is higher on San Francisco. I don't know why. I don't know why the props got them as the favorite in the division. Like, Y'all missing like
the Rams gonna win that division, man.
yeah, they're missing like 7 starters at least from last year's team, which was very much injury battered. Yeah, I'm not scared of them. I'm not saying we're gonna blow the crap out of them, but yeah, I got Houston. I don't see the threat from
We already know, Larry. It's a dub on your end.
You already know. That's the first game of that 3-game home stretch too.
Yeah.
Come on. Y'all
That's
know
gonna be the longest home. That's the longest home stand of the season. So
exactly. And then if you look like you had already said, that October 5th game, road game, bye week, then they back on the road again. So they ain't gonna be home since what, September? According to this, the 28th, right? So they gonna be on the road that long stretch.
Yep.
Come on, dog. Y'all know what we finna do on Kirby.
Oh, yeah, we gonna check that motherfucker out, them H-Town Blues.
You know what we finna do.
Only thing, and look, I think we have a decent record on Fox. We got 2 back-to-back Fox games. We got Denver the next week.
Yep.
At home again.
Yeah, that's a dub.
That is going to be a very, very competitive game.
They got defense, they got offense, but Bo Nix
it's going to be a soup. I say this is going to be one of those old school, low scoring games. I don't see like 20 or 30. I don't see 30 points being put up by any team. I think this may be one of those games where it may be like 17-13 or 17-10.
I got 27-16.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's just me. So I
Bo Nix go get that. No, Bo Nix go get that ball up. To sting in them boys. That defense is legit, but Bo Nix is Bo Nix, and he go do what he do. So,
but yeah,
so I'm not saying the offense is gonna put up a bunch of points. I'm saying in the end we'll have 27 because I think he gonna give us opportunity to score 2 touchdowns.
But I think that defense, even if they turn it over, if it's not a pick six or we don't score off of it, I think that it's going to be one of those things where we may be relying on Kaimi to kick field goals in NRG.
Oh,
but
Lord.
I mean, it's NRG. But go ahead, Mike.
Then I like that motherfucker gonna miss.
Yeah, Larry, cover your ears. I know that. Yeah, I know this is a hot take. We're better than Denver, and we're at home. Somehow we're gonna lose this game. This is gonna be
go to hell.
Number 2. Hold on, come on. This is loss number 2 for me. How many do you have? Okay,
so yeah,
this is no. This is gonna be that what the hell kind of loss for us.
We have to lose a game at home.
Yeah,
we ain't
going but that ain't gonna be the one. It ain't gonna be Denver.
We should win.
So what you wanted to be the Ravens?
No, it'd probably be them ragged ass Colts.
Hell
no, I don't have the debauchery of putting a division rival.
No, I got it. It's gonna be the fucking Raiders. Sorry ass Raiders. That's what it's gonna be.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So Denver, we gonna win that motherfucker.
Exactly what I just said.
High like a motherfucker. We all gonna be talking about the most Texas thing to be, because we've been there before. I don't know if you remember, Mike. Back then, we only needed win 1 game out of 4 games to get the 1 seed, and we lost to fucking Christian fucking Ponder.
Yes, I remember.
Hold on. We saying that, but they did have number 28 over there. Now let's not get it twisted.
No, you go back watch go back watch that game.
I remember the game.
I remember the game too, but AD was AD though.
All 22.
We couldn't get
Christian Ponder. No, hey, let me say this. Christian in that type of game, Christian Ponder could have threw 8 interceptions. They would have handed that ball off to Adrian Peterson, and the game would have still been in their favor.
What I'm saying is,
Adrian Peterson, this was prime Adrian Peterson.
Exactly.
No, that's called you load the fucking box. No, I was at the game. That's called load the fucking box, and you make that motherfucker beat you, and we didn't do that.
Adrian Peterson was beating everybody. They were loading the box.
No, he wasn't beating everybody. Go back and look at their record. They wasn't beating everybody.
I said Adrian Peterson was beating everybody. When I say Adrian Peterson is beating everybody, Adrian Peterson had didn't he have 15? Oh, he had over 15 yards.
Yeah.
No, okay, but he had L, so apparently
that was every hold on. Swan, this is my point. It was that game because we getting on these side quests. It was the whole point of that game specifically. Adrian Peterson was on one. There was nothing that we couldn't stop him.
We wasn't trying to stop him. Shit, you load that fucking box and you make the other motherfucker beat you.
I'm telling you, Adrian Peterson was beating people loading the box. He was still running crazy on people and they loading the box on him.
No.
That Adrian Peterson
that was a different defense too. So
well, yeah, but Adrian Peterson was damaging everybody goddamn dreams. That's
but, okay. They didn't go 17-0, so somebody figured out how to stop them.
Well, that ain't.
Yeah, okay then.
We only 17-0 on the day the schedule drop. We know how the game goes. you got to play the game, but we 17-0 today, the way I see it. But when the season starts,
play to win the game. Hold on. Larry, hold on. Let's track it back because that season the Vikings were 10-6. They were a playoff team,
and they came 10-6.
They came into Houston. So they was on the high.
6 other teams figured out how to beat them. And all we had to do. One fucking
hold on. I was right, Larry. This was the year Adrian Peterson had 2,000.
Yes. That was the one he was supposed to. I don't think he won MVP, but they said he was supposed to be.
He didn't win
MVP.
He
was supposed to.
He was supposed to win.
Did they lose 6 games?
Yes,
so 6 teams figured out how to beat them with that motherfucker going off for 2,000 yards. Yes or no?
So these are their losses.
That's my whole point. We were at home, not on the road, at home.
I'm gonna go
with the playoffs, top seeding on the line. I'm just saying is, and I know we're getting off track. Is that
who was the quarterback? Who was our quarterback then?
No. The Raiders is the kind of game we would lose because we be sitting there going like, "Oh damn!"
I can't remember who was the quarterback.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. Their loss. Hold on. I'm about to tell you. Hold on. This is good because this is
was that Fitzpatrick that year.
Who? The Texans quarterback?
No, that was Shaw.
That was Shaw.
That was Shaw, right?
Yeah. We had to go play. Let's go play goddamn the Jackets. The Letterman Jackets.
Pause. These are the teams that the damn Minnesota Vikings lost to. Okay. And they lost to Indianapolis Colts, 11-5 playoff team. They lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were 7-9. That was the worst. That was probably one of their bad losses. They lost to the Redskins, who were 10-6 and number 1 in the NFC East playoff team. They lost to the Seattle Seahawks, 11-5 playoff team. They lost to the Chicago Bears, 10-6. Missed the playoffs, but with 10-6.
Okay.
They lost to the Green Bay Packers, who were 11-5 playoff team. So they lost
12-5. No, but I'm saying is you're seeing.
But Swan, you just said they lost to 16 and 5 of the
but those 6 teams had similar records to us and did what they were supposed to.
5 of the.
But anyway, we getting off topic.
We getting off topic, but
a little bit.
But other than that, at the end of the day, we're going. I say we beat the Broncos. Mike say we lose. Cal say we win or lose.
We lose.
Cal say we lose to the Broncos. Larry, I know you say we win it.
By the way, just to put a bow on it, I do think we're better than them.
To the fucking Broncos, and we gonna lose to the Jags. So we going. Oh, so you got us losing back-to-back games?
I got us losing to Denver.
Cal, because he said we lose to the Jags.
Okay. Just that ain't back-to-back.
The Jags, they're not back-to-back, Swan. We play the Jags September 21st. We play the Broncos November.
Don't we play the Jags?
That's back-to-back games. Look at it.
No, it's not.
No. We ain't got to the Jaguars yet.
No, I am saying he claimed earlier that we be losing to the Jags.
We lose to the Jags in September. We lose to Denver in November. We got the Jags coming up on the 9th after them.
Oh, so you saying we splitting with them road home?
Yes.
Yeah, so AD is about to go. AD, go ahead and roll out the next game after Denver.
We got Jacksonville at home.
Doug.
Hey, Delta ass on Jacksonville. I got us winning that game. Swan, you got us winning that game.
Yeah, I got us sweeping them.
All right, so everybody in agreement. We winning that game, and then we go into Tennessee. I say, go ahead.
They ass too.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, we beat them by 30.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Felt the ass for real.
I like this Mike, man.
Hold on,
Mike on some real shit.
Brandon has a point, Cal. He
What's
said,
up?
"Guys, we never lose in Jacksonville."
Got
We
Hey
one.
lost in
man, the
2017 to Saxonville.
the law of averages is always correct. So I mean, take for what you want.
Cal would be the one. Again, I think you got AC. Well, you got Neptune saying, I
I
think we
think we go
go.
5-1 again. Yep.
Yeah, I think 5-1. I think that I don't. I think we beat the Titans, and I think we sweep Titans and Jags. I think we
Me too.
split with the Colts.
Me too.
I know y'all kept bringing up last year when Swan was doing this comparison as if we continuously have forgotten how awful Bobby Slowick's sorry ass
No,
was.
no, 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 no.
And
So
then,
you weren't here. Hold up. So let me
Bobby
correct.
who?
So it has nothing to do with the OC. As I stated, I know you weren't here earlier.
yeah.
My reason for the early losses is we have not seen the O line. Who is the O line? I mean, we got guys, but we don't know what that 5 is. And I'm giving them that time to figure it out. And because of who we're playing early on, is why I have the losses early against certain teams. Not because of
Swan,
the defense, not because of
Swan,
CJ,
let me
not because of the weapons.
hold
You
Until
on.
want me
you
to tell you?
tell
You want me
me,
to tell you the
Hold
offensive
on,
no, no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
until you can
Larry,
show
hold
me
on,
who
hold on,
truly the
Larry,
starting 5 is right now. Tell me, you know for sure, put money on it, who
So,
the starting 5 is
Larry,
right now.
Larry, hold
No, I'm
on.
not
Let
answering
me
you.
hold
Not what
on.
you want.
Let me give you a little comfort, Swan. Let me give you a little comfort. Like I played offensive line. It really doesn't take much to get 5 guys to be on the same page in the off season to bring it together. I think that, in my opinion, I think so much like it was so much attention given to the offensive line when you had people like Andre Ware, Seth Payne, and when you got media members saying, "Oh man, the offensive line was just totally horrible," and it was like very correctable from a guy like me. I'm not gonna brag and say I'm just like I'm the smartest one in the room, but with a football eye and the people that Nick brought in, he didn't bring in a lot of guys that was backups. These guys have 80, 90 games as starters under their belt. When you bring those guys in, the chemistry is not going to take that long, Swan. I promise you. And they're going
Let
to
me tell
come in that room. They're going to come into that room real quick. I'm talking about the Cam, the Tomlinsons, and the Tituses. That shit is going to gel so quick that you're going to be like, well, goddamn, I ain't see this shit because we got the old regime outside. They're gone, but they kept one guy in Popovich. And Popovich he was the second in command last year. And he was like, man, this is some bullshit, but I can't say nothing because these 2 guys up here, they're not giving me an opportunity. And it's a reason why Casario and D'Amico kept him here. So when you got those guys, they worked together 5 years at New England. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a long, like 4, 5 games to get this shit together. Let me give you something. Let me give you something real quick. When Nick Casario had did that whole offensive line, and remember in the first 2 games, not last year, the year before last, CJ was
you.
sacked 11 times in 2 games. From game 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, CJ wasn't sacked not one time
Yep.
with a whole bunch of ragtag backups, Kendrick Greens and Pattersons and all these. So it doesn't take that long to get the chemistry together. So that's all I'm
I am
saying.
paying
Don't.
attention. The thing is,
Mhm.
if this was a one-off or a 2-season thing, I would agree with you. I haven't had a dominant offensive line since 2013. Until I see it for real, I'm thinking the first 2 to 3 weeks is going to be a test
It's
of
not.
that O line, and
It's
that may
not.
be some shuffling that
You
may
know.
come along. I'm
You know
building
why,
that in
Swan?
now.
You know why, Swan?
If we strike lightning in a bottle and they hit, great, wonderful. But I'm going in saying those first 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, which we see offensive struggle because it's kind of like preseason in a way, unfortunately. So I do have them possibly losing to the Rams. If they win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm just saying, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna give it an L right now until I see them in preseason to see what that starting five is.
Okay, so
Okay,
let's
I know a
let's
lot of
talk.
y'all, and the other thing is, a lot of y'all are
Hey,
high on Titus Howard. I'm not. I went back and watched some games,
okay.
and
Look, I'm gonna
so
say
I
this. And
don't know.
hold on. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on. The reason why it's gonna work is because Kaylee is not gonna let CJ do 5 and 7 drop back steps. It's gonna be bam bam. We got two good slot receivers. One is a rookie and one is a veteran. Nico is Nico. We got tight ends. We got like it's gonna be to the point that he's gonna see that I'm gonna give my offensive line time to jail, but CJ is gonna be bam, 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 get the ball up out of your hands, and they're gonna get continuity with the offensive line. So
Hold
I'm gonna leave it right there, and I'm gonna give it to y'all
on.
because
No,
I've
no,
been
no. We're not
talking
gonna
for a
leave
little
that right
bit.
there. I'm gonna leave this. I got them losing to the Rams, who is a legit contending playoff team.
Mhm.
But you got us losing to the Jags, and I got us winning.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all
So
talking.
it's a sorry ass team who we've beaten since 2018 in their crib.
Can I make
So
a
if
point?
you that confident
so,
on that
Go
on
ahead,
so
that
Larry,
old
because
line,
I gave it up to y'all. Go ahead, Larry.
I just want to make the point about the offensive line and y'all saying not knowing who it's gonna be, right? Uh, you can pretty much count on Cam being the starting left tackle.
Yeah.
You can pretty much count on Titus Howard being the starting left guard.
I can't count on that.
No.
You can pretty much count on
I
Brandon
can't count on
Peterson.
nothing until I see it with
I
that
know,
old
Swan.
line.
You ain't gonna see it until you see it. But if we just speculate, all we're doing is speculating. You
Right.
can probably bank on Brandon Peterson being the starting center.
Sure.
Yeah.
no.
Hold on. I know the
See, that's
battle's
what I'm
gonna
It
saying.
won't be Brandon Peterson, but Jared.
Jared Peterson, but
Patterson, yeah.
Patterson, but the
Close.
uh Juice
Close.
and Patterson doing their thing. That's gonna figure that part out. And if not, that battle for right guard is gonna come down between Lake and Tomlinson and Juice because they
And
gonna put
Henderson and Scruggs.
The
Yeah.
they
Darius Henderson.
and they. I know everybody on Ladarius, man, but that's a question mark.
It
But
is.
you got dudes that have already played that position that they're gonna put in there and maybe get LD some time to figure it all out if he's gonna be ready, and then they're gonna put Fisher at right tackle. The
Yeah.
only thing that I can see that they do different is if they decide on putting Titus back at right tackle versus like right guard. But from what it sounds like to me, Nick them already made up their mind on him being at guard.
And this is the thing. I'll say it again. You know, a lot of the problems on the offensive line last year was individual play.
Yeah.
There,
Mm,
I've said it, and I'm gonna keep preaching.
mm.
Last year, the 5 offensive linemen, whoever the 5 were, didn't play as a unit last year. They played as 5
Hey,
individuals.
Did not
And
communicate.
hey.
communication was bad. It was all talked about how the left side didn't know what the right side was doing, and the right side, vice versa. The right side was doing something, the left side was doing the opposite. It was just a big clusterfuck because again, you had everybody playing individual football on the offensive line, and that's not how you play offensive line and
Mm,
at all. And I think that the model and the guys that they brought in, they didn't bring in big name guys because again, I feel like, and I'm at the end of the day, of the belief that you don't have to have 5-star talent across the board to have a decent.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
I think that the Texans went with that approach by drafting high, by signing, the names, by trading for guys that had the names, that had the pelts on the wall, trading for
preach.
Shaq Mason, trading for
Preach.
Shaq Mason, trading for Larry Tunsil, drafting Titus Howard in the first
Oh
round,
my
drafting
God. Yes.
in the first round, drafting Juice Scruggs in the second round. Like you put so much, and I think even before the season, I said they put like I think it was maybe like 5 first round picks if you include Larry Tunsil and the draft picks that came along with him, you
Hmm.
put about 5 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, and
Right.
then like a six on that offense. You've invested money and draft picks on the offensive line to bring quote unquote talent, and it
Right.
didn't work out.
Mm.
And
Right.
now you're bringing in guys where you're saying we're going to bring in guys who are lunch pail guys, and they're going to work as a unit as one. And I think that it'll work out better. And like I said, I think that last year was probably the worst you're going to see. Will it be the same or better is what we will find out. But at the end of the day, I think that if they're working as a unit, regardless of who's out there or who's guaranteed a spot, who's not guaranteed a spot, if you have 5 offensive linemen that have the mentality that they're going to work as a unit, and everything, everybody understands what their role is and what they're going to do to work in that unit, then I think that you're going. I'm not saying, and again, I think it gets misconstrued when a lot of people saying that it's going to be better. Better doesn't mean that we're going to have all pros across the line, or
Hmm.
we're
Right.
going to be top half of like top third in the league in offensive line play. I,
Right.
You don't have to be.
right. I think that even if the Texans, if you want to do top 32, if the Texans are 18 in the NFL offensive line ranking, the
Solid.
Texans is you're damn good right now.
Yeah.
But
And I
AD,
That's the
and I
clear
think
weakness.
right,
but
and I
but
think
but
that's
but
go ahead.
but you said all that about them having those high draft picks with Larry Tunsil and they drafted Titus and all them boys, right? And they did all of that, and then they put them with a bullshit offensive line coach that was bullshit, and an offensive
Exactly.
coordinator that was
Yeah.
a first year offensive coordinator that was bullshit. And when they finally started gelling and getting it right, they inserted Shaq Mason ass back into
Back
the
into
lineup
it.
when they would, because those games that he was out, they was gelling, and then they come right back and put Shaq Mason ass in the lineup in the playoff
Man,
game.
look, I'm gonna say
Right.
this,
Come
Larry.
on, dog, y'all
If
saw
any,
that
hold
shit.
on. If anybody be mad about that situation, and we all know it now, that is the Miko Ryans.
Yeah,
That was the Miko Ryans flaw
he shouldn't
that
have
he
allowed
put.
that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have put it. He shouldn't have made,
Shit.
because the Miko Ryans made that decision.
Hmm.
I got it on a good 1,000% authority that was a D'Amico Ryans decision to put Shaq Mason in there and cause the ripple effect of what happened after that. So again, like I said, I'm not as concerned, and I've never been concerned about offensive line play because I think it's a lot of things that you can do to coach around it. I look
Hmm.
at the Rams specifically last year. The Rams did not have great talent on that offensive line last year.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they always found a way to work around it.
Because they got that ball out of Stafford hands fast. That's why.
So
That's
That's
why.
it.
again, it's going to
Yeah.
piss a lot of
That's
people
why.
off.
Yes.
Going to piss
Yes.
a lot of people off, but this offense is not going to be a vertical threat offense. It's not
It's
going to
not.
be, it's not going to be a vertical threat offense.
Oh.
And I'm not saying it in the sense that we don't have the weapons to be a vertical threat offense. I
No.
just think that they're going to, again, we talked about it earlier about CJ. You even said it. CJ possibly being a game manager.
Yeah.
Um,
That's just it.
and
Yeah.
so, I think that's possibly where it's going to be, where the ball is going to come out quick.
Yep.
When I say vertical offense, is that Bobby Sloyd tried to run a vertical offense.
Yeah.
Right.
And you saw how it worked out. And I think that in this offense, when I say it's not going to be vertical, like Cal was saying, you're not going to have the 5 and 7 step drops consistently back to back, where you're trying to have CJ wait in the pocket 5 seconds for them to get 20 yards down the field for him to throw the ball down 20 plus yards down the field for each play. I
Right.
think I think you're going to have a lot of quick twitch routes. You're going to utilize Christian Kirk. You're going to utilize Jalen Noel.
Exactly.
You're going to
Also,
utilize
some
Nico.
big plays too.
You're going to utilize Nico on screens and slants, something that Nico does extremely well in. That's a
Right.
lost art in Nico's game. You're going to see all those different things. So those type of things nullify. I think even when we were doing the all 22, we were saying like if you're getting consistent pressure on the interior offensive line, run more screenplays, run,
Yes.
run middle screenplays, run different things to kind of nullify that instantaneous pressure. We talked about
Hmm.
that. I think
Not
that
all on second down, but yeah.
yeah, no, you're right. Not all on second down, but I think that was a super flaw in Bobby Slowick. So a lot of different things factored into what went wrong. I just can't. I'm just not about to sit up here and put everything on the players and saying just because I don't know the players or they're not big name value players or whatever that they're
Look here, man.
yeah, nullified. Thank you, Pastor.
Look
Um
here, man. These boys lost two of their top receivers. Bobby Slowick would not throw a screen pass to Joe Mixon to save his goddamn life. They didn't have a third down back that can hit or get out into the flat and cut and move. And so they was waiting for, like you just said, they was waiting for C.J. Stroud for players to get 10, 15 yards downfield to come open so he could drop a dime in because Dalton Schultz, big slow-footed ass, couldn't get uncovered off of nobody. So he didn't have the kind of weapons that he's going to be exposed to this year. Where when you got Christian Kirk, Jalen Noel, you got Nico, and you got Higgins on the outside or whatever. I'd be surprised if they're not running a lot more up tempo because we were screaming last year that they should have been going a lot more up tempo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even have all the weapons to do it. And then so that kind of stymied how CJ kept getting hit because then goddamn if in the National Football League, we've talked about this shit multiple times. If you still got that ball, holding that ball at 3 seconds, 4 seconds in the National Football League and think a defensive end or a D tackle ain't gonna get your ass, you playing a silly ass brand of football, man. That ain't how this league is set up no more. Cause we do the same shit. Our defense, if your ass sitting back there holding that football against our defense for the 4 and 5 seconds, you might as well go ahead and go to the next down because Daniil and Will and them are gonna come and hit your ass. And that's just the facts of it.
I think that, with all that being said, I think that we do have to go in with a little bit of optimism and have an optimistic view of the offense in general, because I think that Kaylee is a pretty bright guy. I think he was highly sought after, and I think that he can bring some ingenuity into the offense that will rejuvenate
Yes, sir.
some belief in what they're doing and everything. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, I trust CJ 1,000%. And if CJ is going to have a little bit more control of this offense and they're going to put a lot more responsibility on CJ, then I have faith that CJ is going to be able to handle himself and make the right decisions. I think
Yes, sir.
I don't see us breaking the huddle at 12 seconds and 15 seconds
Right.
and giving CJ 10 seconds to kind of diagnose the defense and figure it out, and just, you call it, we ball it, situations.
I think it's gonna be fun, man, because like I said, the whole beauty of it is it can't be worse than that shit we saw last year. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like I said, man, I think again, with all that being said, we beating the Titans' ass on the 16th of November.
Talk to me.
In Tennessee.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which game we were on.
Yeah, we went to Jacksonville. I think we all said we beat Jacksonville at home.
Yeah.
And then we going on to Tennessee, and I think we can all agree that
That's the
we
winner.
beating Tennessee.
Duh.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I know for damn sure someone got us beating the Titans.
now get to November 20th.
Yeah, now this is another primetime game. This is at home. This is Battle Red Day. Last time we played them, it was another jersey, special jersey day. It was the first time wearing H-Time blue. This time we wearing the Battle Red against the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night football.
Come on,
big game.
I mean, I think this is going to be a highly competitive game. The biggest thing is that if we're healthy at this point, and if everybody is playing on both sides of the football, and I know that's not realistic, But if you're, let's say, 80% healthy on both sides of the football,
Your
and
key guys are healthy.
your key guys are healthy, you're not missing major players, like Jalen Petrie or Derek Stingley on defense, or Will Anderson or somebody out, and you're not missing Nico Collins on offense or Joe Mixon on offense. I think that this can be a prime time competitive back and forth game. And I think that this is, you know, and I think this will be a game that'll be closely competitive. I just don't think it'll come down to a Kaimi Fairbairn field goal. I think that we win this game by at least 7 points.
God damn, AD, you making me like you, dog. You getting to that 17-0, dog. I know you trying to get there.
Hey, I don't think it's gonna be competitive because I'm put it like this: they have more to prove against our defense than we have to prove to them. We embarrassed Josh 9 for 30 for 119 yards, probably his worst NFL game.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be one of those games that, like, I mean, at home, prime time, like, look, if we as fans looking at our record on prime time, you don't think D'Amico and the rest of those guys be like, hey man, shit. Like last year, what we did against Kansas City when Beyonce came to the house and we shit on the bed and just laid in it. Like we are going to be a different team this year, bro. So Buffalo going to have more to prove. And I think D'Amico, the way that his defense is schemed up, I think it's just, I don't think it's going to be close, man. I don't think it's just certain teams that you play against. It's certain teams that you play against that you just say, like, you know what? We just got their number. Like you can have a very great team that can run rush shot over every other team, but this one team that they play against, it's like, damn, I just cannot seem to beat them. And I think Buffalo is just that team that we're just going to be able to beat. I don't think it's going to be close, man. I'm thinking like a 34 to 13 type of a game.
Well, what AD was saying about this game, about because it's later in the season, and so everybody's getting banged up, or you have right. Here's one of the things that if you look about how the Texans went about the offseason, and I'll make it short and quick so we can get to the next game.
Okay.
The Texans have decided that we're gonna have starters as backups. Every one of their positions. When we lost Nico Collins last year, we had to go with Hutch and all these boys, and they couldn't get it done. So they went out and got the opposite of Nico and Higgins, right? Then they bring back everybody on the defensive line from Fadakowski. Then they go get my boy back from Cincinnati. So they got
Rankins.
So they got starters that's in their backup, so that if they lose somebody, the drop off ain't gonna be as significant as it was when we lost Tank and Steph and Nico throughout the season. So that's how I understand what they thought process is, because they saw how the offense waned at when they lost them as starters. Then they saw how the defense, when they lost JP playing the star, and then they start trying to feel different, and then Jimmy Ward go down, right? So then now you down to your third damn safety trying to come up into the box to try to make tackles, and we saw how that play out. So they decided that we got to be able to sustain some losses. We got to go get players that we can put in there. And that's how I think they built this roster, or they're building this roster to make sure the drop-off ain't going to be as significant as it had been over the last couple of years.
That's right.
So we win in this game?
Goddamn right. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, you goddamn right. We beat Buffalo.
I mean, I don't understand what part of 34 to 13 you didn't understand, but yeah, I just want
to kill him.
Mike, you got us winning.
So I disagree a little bit.
I knew you did.
I think Buffalo has this game circled a little bit, and before you crash out, hear me out. because we beat the dog shit out of them. And that was, I think it was, as Killer Cal pointed out, Josh Allen's worst game, at least last year, maybe his entire career. I think he will perform better. There's no way to go but up based off that game. I think this is going to be one of the top 4 or 5 games of the entire season. Just like a casual NFL fan would go, oh my God, I can't get enough of this game. Texans come out with a walk-off last-second touchdown pass from C.J. Stroud to Jaden Higgins, 34-30.
Let me say
I'm
this.
writing that down. I'm writing that down.
Yeah,
Mike.
it is.
Take notes.
If I'm the Texans, I'm inviting Michael B. Jordan to the game.
don't do that man Gal like that, AD.
Hey, Ted Cruz is not allowed at the game, though.
The man White.
I know exactly what you're talking about in centers, man. I know what you're talking about.
Let me say this. He gonna stack that. So let me go ahead and get Michael B. Jordan in the audience with Bun B. You know how at the game they showed, Bun, whoever the celebrity is always Bun B, Slim Thug, or whoever else up there.
Wow.
Yeah, Paul Wall. Go ahead and put that line up and have Michael B. Jordan at the game. For Josh Allen, put him on that big screen.
That boy shaking thinking about his gal getting that. Never mind, man.
Getting that dark brown.
That mule, dog.
It's called a dark brown. Make her say I. Make her say I when they hit it with the mule.
Hey, Kevin, did it say take that? Hey, he was stacking that. But yeah, I got Buffalo. A win for Texans against Buffalo. This is where it comes back to the Colts. On November 30th, 10 days. We get a little extended, kind of halfway bye week.
Yeah,
we go to Indy to Stroud House. I think it's overwhelming consensus. The Stroud is undefeated in Indy. I think that trend continues. And we go ahead and Brandon Stupid. He say that move called a quarterback sneak. I don't know about y'all, but I got us winning in Stroud House.
Oh yeah. I think D'Amico gonna let EJ Speed eat that game. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it's gonna be because they gonna sit down. Richardson gonna be set down like probably
Richardson ain't playing. Look, if Richardson ain't playing at the beginning of the season, he ain't playing at the end.
Oh yeah,
he gonna be out
of
there.
Think AR gonna play?
No, Matt Jones got that job, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. I said Matt Jones. Yeah,
names now.
yeah.
What?
Damn, Daniel. Daniel Jones definitely winning that QB1.
Daniel Jones got that job, bro. I'm telling you.
Ooh, man.
He got that job.
Hey, Flacco there too, right?
No, Flacco is in Cleveland. He gonna be out of there. That's gonna be Shador, but that's something else. Yeah.
Daniel Jones, huh? That's what your boy ride with, huh?
No, I ain't riding with no Richardson. Shit, that nigga a crash dummy. He gonna tap on his helmet and get the hell up out of there, man.
Let me just make sure you got this right. Shador who?
Hey. Prime son.
Okay. All right.
Come on, man.
Now this shit on December 7th. Look at my camera.
Hey, December 7th. It's the dreaded.
I'm going first on this motherfucker. I'm going first. Okay. All right. I'm going first on this motherfucker. I'm telling you.
Hey,
this is the year that we. This is the year that we be. I got motherfucking. We beating Baltimore Ravens. We're gonna beat their ass, and we beating Kansas City. It's enough of that shit, bro. I'm telling you, man. D'Amico ain't no goddamn punk. That shit was just totally embarrassing last year. We're not going to come back and shit the bed again. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to happen again. We finna beat their, and it's another prime time game. So at the pregame, all they're going to be talking about, well, Kansas City got a Houston number, and Houston went up on their ass 24-0, and all this. Man, I'm telling you, we beating Kansas City. Ain't gonna be a blowout, but we beating Kansas City.
Houston sports fan say
Y'all can have it.
he say Kansas City where the knees go to die.
I think he's got that confused with MetLife, but
that's my prediction. Kansas City, y'all go ahead.
We was in that game in Kansas City last year, man. Where again,
before Tank, yep.
Exactly. With mediocre after Tank went down with mediocre wide receiver play, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think you're right on point, man, in terms of what D'Amico's defense is gonna look like. And I just don't believe that I just don't believe Kansas City just gonna be as good as I started seeing the fall off from them last season, man.
me too. I did too. Yeah.
I just think that it's like anything else. I think the Texans are just going to be one of them up and coming teams, and I think this is going to be the game that everybody really just get a chance to see. Okay, now we're going to see if the Texans are serious about this thing, man.
Hey, Larry, let me say this. The way that I view, and I want you to just follow me on the correlations.
Okay.
The way that I view Travis Kelce coming up to next year, like we seen him last year in the playoffs, he stepped it up. The way I drew the way I view Travis Kelce is the way that I view Draymond Green. I mean, they have done it at the highest level.
Yeah.
But it gets to that point that, hey, you ain't got it no more.
Kelce,
I'm telling you, man. Huh?
I said Kelce gonna get ejected.
It's a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
I just need what's her name, Taylor Swift, to be in a concert in Germany. So that we don't see her at the stadium and they show her 50 million times.
Nah, she down with concerts for a couple years, man. So she'll probably
never know. She may shake it off.
Hey man, but I just think that I think Kansas City is starting to look old to me, right? And I just think that I know they got that horn on the outside that can get up the field or whatever, but Stingley and them gonna be able to handle that. And I think just in the middle of the field, when you got CJ Gardner and then you got Petrie and you got your linebackers that can play the kind of football where the middle of the field ain't gonna be an issue. I think they just gonna be they're gonna be better prepared for Kansas City is what I'm getting at.
I agree. Yeah. So
and that's because everything that makes me feel confident about this season is predicated on the defense. Because there shouldn't be that much there shouldn't be that much schooling that needs to go on getting your defense ready to play football. And we know defense really comes out of the gate faster than offense, right? So I'm thinking that if we're gonna be in played enough games by then that then the offense is going to be in picked up steam. So now they're going to be clicking. That's just my.
But before you came in tonight, I said that we were running it 10 deep and we added CJ GJ.
Yeah.
So we running it back with everything like signing Fadakasi and everybody. Like we running it back. The defense that we had last year, that was dominant.
Yeah.
We're running it back with another dominant safety. So the defense, so you have Locksmith and you have Bullet.
Yeah.
Like they coming back from rookies. Like they entrusted 2 rookies in a secondary, and we still had a damn good secondary in a defense. So they coming back next year. Like, bro, the shit is gonna be just ridiculous coming back. So, and you add a CJ GJ, bro, it's gonna be ridiculous, man. We're running it back on defense.
Then you replace names like Harness with and Settle, and you bring back Sheldon Rankins, and you bring back these boys.
You ain't getting rid of no Settle.
Settle is here, bro. Settle is here.
I ain't replacing no Tim Settle.
Hold on, AD. I ain't say nothing about damn AD.
No, you did. No, that's exactly what you just said.
No, what I'm saying is
maybe you talking about starting. You talking about starting.
What I'm gonna start.
No, is Rankins gonna start?
No.
Rankins is not gonna start over Settle.
No,
Hold on.
So
You
it's
think
gonna be
Settle
Settle
gonna,
and Fadakasti.
just like it was last year. Yes.
that's what you
Okay.
think for AD?
Yeah,
They're
I'm
all
here.
gonna play
Shit, I
40%.
can learn.
Yeah,
Y'all are. So this is the thing. You gotta
Hey,
realize
50%.
Sheldon Rankins is a year older, and again, Tim Settle is
No.
younger. Tim Settle right now, I feel like Tim Settle is a better player than Sheldon Rankins right now at
I'm
this
not.
moment in time.
I'm not arguing that. That was my whole point about them having starters as backups because D'Amico rotates everybody on the defensive line.
But
So I don't
Larry,
even.
when that screen come out, when they say starters on every game, and they put your starting lineup, Tim Settle's gonna be one of your starting defensive tackles. And mind you, they still have Mario Edwards.
That's what I'm talking. AD, that's a bold ass statement, man. Because I get it. I get
It's
it.
not a hot take.
That's a bold ass statement that Tim Settle gonna be the starting D tackle, man. I like it. I
No,
like
they're
it.
all going to play significant snaps.
But yeah, they go. Hey man, the only two starters on that defensive line is Will Anderson and Daniil. Everybody else is in the rotation.
Yeah, but like I said,
I got you. I
I
ride with
so what we have with Kansas City?
ass whooping.
Mike.
Yeah. This is
L.
L number 3 for me. It gives me no joy. If this was in Houston, this is a different prediction. But I got kind of roasted last year when I was like, I don't feel confident, guys. And I said before the game, because the fucking refs. And then we saw what the fuck happened. Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. I do think, and I don't wanna give too much of a get a hit too far ahead. I do think we get revenge in the playoffs. But I got the Chiefs winning this game during the regular season.
Yeah, like I said, I gotta watch that. That's funny.
Whoa, okay.
What you got, AD? You got to win or loss?
It's Kansas City. Like this goes back again to what I was saying with Baltimore. Until the Texans prove me wrong, I gotta mark it as an L. So the Texans have to prove me wrong. Same thing with Baltimore. We haven't beaten Baltimore. Texans got to show me. Could this be the year? More than likely. Right now I only have them losing 3 games at this point, in Kansas City being the 3rd game.
Okay,
that's right.
So it's I've at the end of the day I have them losing to Baltimore, Kansas City, and then of course I said the fluky Seattle loss that I'm getting bashed on pause with in the group chat about. But yeah, I think that's L right now, and then we move on to December 14th against the Cardinals at home. Cardinals will be interesting, they'll be competitive, but as Swan would say, as long as they got that big waterhead midget, Kyler Murray is gonna be competitive, but again, they don't. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. and what else? Outside, am I missing something as a wide receiver group?
Nope.
For them,
nope.
I think it's what somebody correct me, Cal. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Michael Wilson's all right when he's healthy, but he's all right.
Hey, look, man, look. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I got them going 13-4, but I got them losing to Arizona.
Okay.
Ooh, at home too, huh, Cal?
I got them losing to Arizona. I got them going. Hey, look. Hey, this is my schedule. God damn it.
That's fair. Also, there's going to be a game. There's going to be one game probably where it's like we have no business losing. So for Cal,
that's my point exactly. Like, so I just said
mine was Seattle. You had 2 of them, no, Cal. You had Arizona and Jacksonville.
Well, that's
what
true.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do. Bro, if not, I'll be like Larry, 17-0.
Sure.
That's
20-0.
Yeah, Cal, that's just for the day, baby. That's it.
I
I
know,
mean,
bro,
I mean,
but
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to be. I'm trying to be objective here, man. I'm just saying that it's gonna be one of those games that we just gonna look at and be like, how in the hell did we lose those games?
Mhm.
Like we lost 7 games last year. We can look at some of those games and look at it. And if that would have happened, we would have been 13-4, 14-3. Like things happen. So I mean, this is my opinion. So
I'm going to
hey,
inject. I'm going to inject some realism into my thought process after the day. Tomorrow, I'll get them to about 13-4 or 12-5 or some conservative ass number. I just don't believe this team is going to lose more than 5 games like they did last season. I think this is going to be a better team because we're going to have better weapons and we're going to have replacements parts to make sure that the drop off isn't as dire, man. That's
yeah,
my belief.
I agree with you. So I got them Arizona. I mean, everybody else make their picks and let's go to Vegas.
I don't fear midgets, man. So I don't give a damn what. I just don't fear midgets. Man. Indeed, fear midgets, man. The midgets don't scare me, and Kyler is a midget, man. And that defense we
Man,
got to eat, so I'm good with it. I got them beating Arizona, man.
all right, respectable.
All right. I got them winning Arizona. Mike, what you got?
I don't entirely agree with Killer Cat. I do think this will be closer than people think, though. And also, I mean, nobody really thinks of this, but shout out to Arizona, giving us a bona fide star-studded edge rusher and Will Anderson Jr. with that trade a couple years ago. Yeah, I got the Texans in a close, pretty competitive game.
I'm gonna need you when you say that kind of stuff, Mike. I'm gonna need you to acknowledge my boy C. Raw, dog.
Oh, of
I was about to
course.
say the same
Payroll.
thing. Yeah.
How many picks do we give up? Giving away all our picks.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can move on to the Raiders. I know that Swan had us losing. That was her fluke game. Us losing to the Raiders. December 21st at home. Cal, do you have us winning, losing that game?
We got us winning that game. Who's
Mike,
the quarterback?
Thank
it's
you,
gonna
Cal.
be
That's
Geno
Geno.
Smith.
Gino, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Geno
got us
Smith.
losing to Gino. You got us losing to Gino.
Pete Carroll.
I believe in Pete Carroll, and I believe.
If I'm not mistaken, no, was it? That wasn't the last game. I was thinking the last home game that we played against the Raiders, but that was Deshaun getting kicked in the eye. But that was a playoff game, wasn't it?
Nope, that was regular season game.
Against the Raiders?
When
Yeah.
when they
Seattle.
threw
That was
Deshaun's
Seattle,
face
wasn't it?
mask.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Seattle with Raiders?
The Raiders.
I thought it was the Raiders. We played them. He
Huh?
got kicked.
Yeah, that was it. That was that NRG.
That was a play, yeah, but I thought that was a playoff game.
It was a playoff game, and the dude Cleveland
Yeah.
threw the face mask.
Yeah. That was
No, couldn't have been a playoff game.
yeah, because remember
I
it was
didn't think
Christian
it
Hackenberg.
No, we only played
was
those
Raiders.
playoffs. That's when Derek Carr got hurt, and we played what's that boy name? I forgot.
Christian Hackenberg.
Hackenberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the game.
It's against the Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was against the Raiders at home. And I think the only other time we played them at home was when Al Davis died and we lost on that last second play.
Well, y'all memory's good, man. What y'all
Warming out here.
I know AD over there eating all them blueberries.
Larry, I can't remember. I can't remember shit that my wife told me yesterday. Like, I don't know how the hell they be doing that shit, bro. I have no idea.
Neptune got it right. Swan was right.
What?
Wow.
It was a regular season game.
Yeah, it was a regular
I was
season.
saying, I remember being at that game. I'm like, I don't remember that being a playoff game.
Yeah, the playoff game was when it was Christian Hackenberg, but it was Brock Osweiler.
Oh man.
No.
Dude, ugh.
R.I.P. Derek Carr's career.
Hey, on that Raiders game, who just real quick, I know they got that badass tight end, but who they wide receivers?
They just drafted
Jacoby Myers.
and Jack Beck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
okay.
12.
Respect to Jack
We
Pitt.
ain't losing to no damn Raiders. What the fuck are we
Oh,
talking
we
about?
lose to some goddamn Jags and Cardinals.
Yes, look at the wide receiver core. Look at
I
their wide
know.
receiver
Yeah.
core.
Okay, please tell
Yeah,
me. Okay, besides Terry McBride, he's a tight end. Who else I'm supposed to be scared of?
look at the Jags wide receiver core and look at the Raiders wide receiver core.
BTJ. But I understand that. But you got me losing to the Cardinals, and I'm trying to figure out what make them.
Because that little midget can run around like a damn a bouncy
Tasmanian devil.
ball. Yeah,
And I beat that little midget last time,
and
and
then
I
you
beat
got
that little midget last
that
big waterhead
Harrison
midget
guy.
when he was here.
You got that Harrison guy coming back. Like, look,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not.
we gonna
I'm not.
lose some
No,
games. Like,
no.
okay,
Hey,
well, let me just go ahead and stretch out
hey,
everything and go with Larry 17-0.
To
Yeah.
Swan's point, they just drafted Ashton Genty.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
You should have saying that
And I'm
shit.
quite sure
Then when
D'Amico
he
is
take it
just
to the house, we
shivering.
going like, oh fuck.
D'Amico is
He's
just
extremely
shivering.
talented, but I'm not scared.
All right, we got the Chargers next game.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No,
That
it's
could be a home game
Indianapolis.
for us.
It's Indianapolis.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
No, it's Chargers.
That's Chargers.
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, 41-10.
Texans beat the Raiders 41-10.
Oh Lord, he done jinxed us.
The Texans play the Chargers the next game. The TBD, Lord, TBD means to be determined. They don't have
That's gonna
What?
be a Saturday game.
Why in the fuck my schedule is showing Indians then the Chargers?
No.
Because you're messed up.
Okay, it's right here in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I can't see the screen. I
That's
don't have
coming
my
from
I don't have
the Texans.
my glasses on. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see this shit.
Damn, I keep forgetting that Cal is 85 years old.
Hey, y'all keep putting his age on me. Hey, look, I hope to live 85.
Horseshoe and a bolt look the same.
Okay, so I just reset. It's the Chargers and then Indianapolis.
In LA. We play in LA.
Well,
See, they just fucked up. Yeah, it was different. I ain't crazy. I know what I just saw. Fuck it.
That can be flex too, right?
Yeah, so
Yep.
it can be flex.
All depends on how
it's not gonna be Christmas.
Yeah.
No, all the Christmas days have been announced already.
Yeah. It's not gonna be Christmas. It's not gonna be New Year's. So it's either gonna be a Saturday game or a Sunday game.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
So we talking about the Chargers,
we
right?
playing at 11:30 or noon. You're not playing at noon, so everybody can get pissed off again.
The Chargers is a loss.
No, I got it as a W.
Okay.
Yeah, I got us winning that game.
Okay.
What you got, Larry?
You ain't gotta ask Larry. Shit, he told you. What the fuck are we doing? Larry told you.
Mike, you got us winning and losing that game.
Yeah, so if you may recall that we played the Chargers. Oh, what you got, Larry?
No, I thought you was gonna say you may recall when we played them in the playoffs last season.
I was.
Okay, okay, go on.
And how'd that go?
Yeah, exactly.
And we had our number 5, number 6 wide receiver now playing as the number 2 and number 3. And we beat the ever living dog shit out of them. We were underdog. Yeah. History repeats itself. Only we actually have receivers now. Texans 45-7.
Oh, shit.
Now we going around.
That's a felony.
Now we're going around ending the season with the Colts at home. For my record right now, I have us at 13 and 3.
Yep.
13-4. 13-4.
Well, no, before the game.
Before the game.
Oh, before the game. Okay. All right.
So
I have us at 13 and 3. And right now, we've already secured the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
Talk to me, AD.
Because of that, the Houston Texans said, CJ Stroud, go ahead and take a seat. Let's, let Davis Mills go out here and.
Oh, yeah, that's an L.
No, that's Graham Mertz, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be Graham Mertz, man.
Exactly. That's going to be Graham, bro. That's going to be Graham, bro.
I'll take that L.
That's going to be Graham, bro.
It's still an
Graham is
L.
not taking. No, it's not. Graham is not taking no L. I don't know what y'all talking about.
We
I
gonna
don't know what y'all
move.
talking about.
We
Shit,
gonna
Graham
trade
ain't taking
Davis
no L.
Mills, man. We
Graham
trade
ain't
Shit,
playing.
That's an
Yeah,
L.
come on now.
nigga, Graham is that guy. I don't know what y'all
What
talking
Graham,
about.
the
Graham
hell?
ain't
Oh,
Graham.
hell. Let me
Look,
go refresh my drink.
Graham is not playing. It's gonna be Davis Mills.
No, it's not gonna be Davis, man. I'm telling you, it's
You know
Why
not.
is
what?
it not
You
gonna
know
be
what? They may
Davis?
not play
Man?
Davis because they may not want to get him hurt, and that way he ain't
No, this
stuck
the
on
end.
the team.
It's the end of the season, Swan. So he'll still be here if that's what you think. I don't think he's
No, but
gonna
I'm saying
be
that you don't
here.
want to risk him get hurt, and then he's stuck on the fucking goddamn roster, and we can't let him walk.
Hey,
No,
this no he. What you mean? How he gonna be stuck on the roster? He only signed a 1 year contract. Get
Yeah,
free
it's
agent.
just a
yeah, but
1 year deal. It's a 1 year deal. He play and
uh,
he walk,
I didn't know.
but he's not gonna be here.
Yeah, that's it. No, he's just on a 1 year contract and he gone. Hashtag he gone.
Some quarterback is gonna get hurt between week 1 and week 8 in between the trade deadline, and they're
Nobody
gonna
gonna
make up.
want that
You
motherfucker in the
ain't
off
trading
season.
Davis.
What we talking
Yes,
about?
they are. I'm telling you, Swan, they are. They're not good
Yeah.
quarterbacks in the league. They're
So Cat,
not.
We'll have to clip that
let me
one.
tell you this right now.
Mhm.
You got teams that have multiple quarterbacks. You have teams like the freaking Cleveland
Browns.
Browns that have 5 quarterbacks right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have a team that will be willing to take a chance on getting what is his name, Dylan Gabriel,
No, they're gonna trade him.
before they trade for Davis Mills.
Exactly.
Then you have teams like the Giants. Where the Giants, if you wanted a backup, would you take Davis Mills or would you take Jameis Winston?
If you
James
want to
Winston.
put a lot of points
You
and
would
throw a
take,
lot of picks,
but
James.
who's had more experience and
Oh,
has more proven?
James.
You
Who can get
take
the ball
Jameis
to their
Winston.
wide receiver? I mean,
James.
now James gonna give it to some
Look,
other
Even
team sometimes, but
even your boy
at
Larry
least you
say.
know nobody want Davis Mills exactly.
But I understand about Graham Mertz. I understand, I understand the positivity and the hopefulness we have. But again, I would rather just let it play out with Davis Mills because see, Davis Mills again, like Brandon said, this is Davis Mills versus Daniel Jones.
mm,
Davis Mills may fuck around and win the game, just by sure. I'm fucking around trying to do
Mm-mm,
something I don't know how to do.
mm-mm.
Um,
mm.
So if y'all got them winning, so 80, you got them at 14-4,
no,
Well,
they
gotta be 13
I
and
got them
4.
No,
taking the L.
14 and 3.
Yeah,
14-3.
I got them at 13-4. I got them taking the L. Because you never know, the coach may be trying to make a wild card. You never know.
Oh, and that's when you win, so you can fuck them up and don't keep them out
Yeah,
playoffs.
look,
So you got them 13-4. So who is your 4 losses? Because I got 4 losses too.
I have so it'll be Indy, it'll be the Chiefs, it'll be the Ravens, and it'll be the Seahawks. Those are my 4 losses.
You scary, nigga.
mm.
You scary. You got to
Yeah,
lose to the Chiefs and
Cal,
the
I give
Ravens. That's
Cal,
I do
scary,
too.
man.
hold
I
on,
do
Hold up.
too.
You
Cal, I
scary
give
too,
Playoffs,
Cal,
I expect
Swan.
them for the
Cal,
Swan,
playoffs,
you
but I expect for
scary
the playoffs.
too.
hold on,
You
Cal,
scary
Yes,
Cal,
but I
too.
expect for the playoffs.
hold on.
His thing is regular season, you don't go all out like that. You're gonna try to
What
win
ain't
the game, and his thing is the refs will play a factor in it as usual, and you're gonna sit back and say, "Fuck it, I gotta prepare for next week."
Man,
Now that
who is your head coach?
so
That
Cal,
that nigga
Cal, let me
that
say
dude.
this.
Okay, go ahead, AD.
I
did you not remember
prefaced it.
13-2? Because I sat there through that
Go ahead, AD.
21-2. I'm sorry.
I prefaced it both games, and you will hear when I just said until the Texans prove me wrong,
I heard what you
and as
said.
well. I'm at the end of the day, do I think the Texans can win that game? Absolutely. Both of those games, absolutely they can win that game and probably win it going away. But until they prove me wrong, that is going to be an L in my book. That is not.
Man,
It has nothing
look,
to do
man.
about being scared. Is
I
that the Texans? The history of the Houston Texans has to be changed.
I,
And
I agree. I agree with what you said.
me leaping out here on May the 14th, saying the Texans gonna win that game is not gonna change the history of what has happened with the Houston Texans.
You know what the history is? The
Baltimore Ravens
past.
and
Larry, tell him the history is the past. Why are you looking at
Exactly, man. I
the
don't
rear
even know.
view?
I
I
can't
mean,
his
that
stuff.
shit that happened yesterday is gone. This
Okay.
it's a reason why
What you say,
your
Larry?
it's a reason why your windshield is bigger than your rearview mirror. Because your rearview mirror is just so fucking small. Like I'm not looking at what happened in the past, bro. I'm looking at what we have now.
Yeah,
So
that's why
I'm
you
looking
got
at the
two wheels.
They can
team.
still
That's why
have
you
us
got
losing
two
to
wheels
the
and one mouth.
Jags on the road.
Hey, Cam,
Hey,
that's why you hold
Swan,
on.
Swan,
Yeah,
hold on. Swan gonna kick. She gonna stop disrespecting me on my picks. I got us
Yeah,
going
you just hold on.
13
You
and
can't tell
4.
somebody be encouraged and believe.
Hey,
You
hold
got
on.
us
hey,
losing to
I
a
got
team
us
Hold on,
that's
going
Cal.
already
Hold
13 and
on,
4.
established.
Swan. Hold on,
Okay,
Swan and
so
Cal. Cal, you
okay,
can't sit up here and say that about Swan disrespecting you on your picks. Or
no,
whatever. When you just sit up here and said, I'm scared because I got the damn Ravens.
no, because you scared because we lost against like two teams that we never beat. Like, and I you like you scared that we haven't beat Kansas City and
Yeah, I ain't
the
scared. I go to
Ravens.
church
Like,
every
bro, I'm not worried about them, bro.
So how you have
Because
confidence in beating the Chiefs and the Ravens, but you don't have confidence that you can sweep the Jags when you know you've beaten them? I don't
I
get that
got the
logic.
confidence of Larry in Stafford. I got his confidence to go
No, what I'm saying
17
is,
and 0.
what I'm saying is, you
No,
talk
but
about a
when
bad team that we have beaten since 2018 at home. I mean, at their house, but you think we should be confident that we can beat two teams that we struggle against beating? I
yes,
don't get
because I
it.
think that no, because I think that's one of the things that D'Amico, that's what he brings to the table. And and
So he
and,
don't bring
and
the table beat
teams
the Jags.
teams have letdowns. It happens.
Hey,
They have letdowns. Like, I mean, it
I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna
And
let
then
the
happens.
they got
show
teams
down
that
if
just
we
got
keep
your
on
number and you
going more than
lose
5 minutes.
too.
I'm
Be
gonna let
playing.
everybody down and it's stream down if we keep
Because
on
to me,
going
that
more than five
31 to
more
2
minutes.
wasn't no bad team. We
I'm
just
gonna
got
say
our
it one
ass
more
beat
time.
on Christmas Day.
I'm gonna let the stream down and everybody watching, almost 500 watching down if we keep going
Uh-uh.
longer than 5 more minutes.
Hey man, I'll just say, man, that just based on this schedule and how it's set up for me, I just think it's gonna be a fun season. And I obviously we got some stuff that they're gonna have to figure out in terms of the adjustments they're gonna make on the line and everything else. But structurally, for me, this is probably just on paper, probably one of the most complete teams that the Texans have had on paper since 2012, man. 2011, 2012 for me. Because I think they just got a lot of dudes that like D'Amico say that want to play football. And when you get dudes like that because you hear them talk, you don't hear no static in their voice, no dissension, no lack of these boys talking about they ready to take this thing to the next level. So I like that.
Mhm.
I like that kind of energy, man. And I just think just offensively, because I ain't heard nothing out of my quarterback since the end of the season last season. That tells me, man, that he over there doing some stuff. Him and Kaylee over there making sure that they on the same page, unlike he was the last year with Bobby, man. Because CJ Stroud, everybody's discounting him and going on to Jalen Daniels or whatever. And I just still believe CJ Stroud is probably one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. And that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, 10 is kind of deep. I'm giving them top 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
didn't
can
want to say top
understand.
five, but I know
Right, I can understand what happened last year. You got to go top 10 because you got to see it,
yeah.
done in year 3. But I just think that, you give him protection. We got the run game. We have everything for him to go in the kitchen and cook. The
Yeah.
ingredients. Nick Casario went to HEB. He went to Central Market. He went to all the grocery stores and got all the ingredients. As a matter of fact, he went to HEB and was like, "Shit, I'm not done. Let me go back to HEB because I got a Higgins and I'm gonna get a Noel. So I'm going back to go and get
Mhm.
some more ingredients for you to go and cook with."
Yeah,
Because I've already gave you your main course in Nico, and you did it with Nico. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you, and you gonna do it again. But I gotta go back to HEB and give you 2 more main courses And then I'm gonna give you another guy that came from Central Market, and he's gonna come over here and he's a veteran. So CJ has what he needs. He has the running attack. We go get another running back that caught buku passes out of the backfield, which
Mm.
you can move on from Dare. Like this dude have caught over 200 passes out of the backfield in 4 years at USC. Like they have everything. Like you got the tight ends. You have the tight end from Iowa. Like you have everything that they need that we was lacking on offense.
That's what
But
I'm
the
talking about.
but the defense was immaculate, and we added another dog to the defense. In off last year, we gave up 21.9. We scored 21.9 on offense. We gave up 21.9 on defense. We was even at a 10-7 record. That shit is gonna change, bro.
Mike,
That shit is gonna change, man.
what you have to say, Mike? Because we about to call it.
Yeah, I was a little upset that you kind of stole my thunder. I don't know how you read my thoughts. Going in that
Who?
game, Adam 13-3 with the number one seed in the AFC locked up, resting the starters. Somehow, MVP of the game, his only game, Riley Leonard for the Colts.
Mm.
Uh, as we have our third stringers out there, Indy wins. So we fall to 13-4, going into the playoffs, and looking to make everybody our bitch, including the Ravens and the Chiefs. So that's where I got it.
I'm gonna end it with this because Brandon has a great point.
Exactly.
The only questionable weather game that we have is probably December 7th against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
than that, all the we play Buffalo at home, which is a cold weather
Hmm.
city.
Yeah.
India's in the
Yeah.
dome. Raiders at home, that's in Cali. I mean Vegas. You play in the dome with the Chargers. Um,
And you
Niners.
Tennessee,
Oh,
Tennessee
oh,
is Tennessee can be a possibly depending on, but it's early November, so it
man,
can be whatever.
yes.
Like I said, you play Buffalo at home, you play Denver at home. Um,
you catch in Seattle in October. I mean, you should be all
yeah,
right.
and the Ravens in October. So
Yeah.
weather aside, like this should be. I think you play dome, 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 outside dome, dome, and I'm going backwards. So I'm saying Indies dome,
Yeah.
Chargers dome, Raiders dome, um, Cardinals dome, Chiefs outside, Indy dome, Buffalo dome, Tennessee outside, Jacksonville dome, um,
Denver
Denver
Dome,
dome,
Niners
49ers
Dome,
dome,
Yeah.
um,
Seattle
outside with
Rams.
Seattle,
Um,
Ravens outside, and then Tennessee dome, Jacksonville outside, and then you got dome first two. So you only have 1, 2, 3, 4 total games that you play outside. Well, 5. I'm sorry, 5.
5. Yep.
Mhm.
Buffalo is not outside because we play at home. Neptune. Um. So
Now, that's a great schedule, man. In terms,
you play out
It
of
is.
17 games, you only play in outside conditions 5 times. Any
Right.
other time you play in dome. So that honestly, that should limit the risk of injuries as well. Again, history is on our side as far as injury bug. We should be improved year by year as far as the injuries. So
mhm.
oh yeah, even all the preseason games are indoors. Um
Or enforce. But as we clip it and as we roll out, what are your final regular season win total projections? Mine's 13-4. What you
13
got?
and 4 for me. Cal, what you got?
13-4 losses to the Jags, Denver, Arizona, and Chargers.
And then Larry has 17 and 0. Swan, what's your final record prediction? Swan.
13-4.
All right.
Brandon
No,
said
Larry got 20-0. I don't know what you're talking about. We gonna win 17 games.
we said regular
We
season.
gonna get a bye week, and then it's gonna be 3. Larry got a 20-0, so get it twisted,
Swan,
man.
if you there, call it out. But if not, you already know the Jews already checked out on us an hour ago.
That's because I came in here. He didn't want me to talk about that sway back chair he sit in, man. So that's why he checked out. But now it's
I
gonna be
think
fun. It's
I
gonna be
think
fun.
I think he checked out when AD disrespected him, telling him to get his titty out the damn. He told me something. I was like, God damn, AD, you so disrespectful.
I just think that we got a lot. I mean, just a lot to look forward to, man. Just how they go out, and if they
Oh
put
yeah,
it all together, man, they got all the pieces, like we said, man. So we'll see how
yes
it plays
sir,
out, and on some real shit, we'll see how it plays out.
for sure,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Again, absolutely. It's been a great day. Larry Payton said 11-6. I think most of everybody in the chat got us at 13-4.
I'm 12-5.
There you go. There we go. There we go.
Sorry, y'all.
One beat the shot clock.
Yeah, I'm 12-5.
So on at 12-5. I think everybody has a better record than we've had the last 2 years. I think.
Yeah, that's two better.
Yeah. That's what I'm
I
saying.
got the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, so on. I'm saying everybody has us better. I think Larry Payton had us at 11-6. So everybody has us right now currently in the chat
with double-digit wins.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So I think everybody has us better this year and doing better. I think, like I said, number 1 seed. I had us as number 1 seed. Cal as well, Mike as well, number 1 seed in the playoffs. So Woogie said we just can't lose them close games. I mean, that's the part of the NFL. I said, we need that Kansas City Magic dust on us this year so we can go ahead and get to the Super Bowl for the first time in history and make history and do the unthinkable and let CJ Stroud.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to, a black quarterback win the Super Bowl, in back-to-back years. It was a big drought, in between that. Having black quarterbacks win the Super Bowl. So shout out to Jalen Hurts, and it's about to be CJ Stroud.
Shout out to Coleridge.
Yeah. So, again, we got to keep the black quarterback train moving and winning Super Bowls because, it's few and far in between. Like I said, who was the last black quarterback before Jalen Hurts? Was it
Russell?
Yeah. Well, he questionable.
Don't do that, AD.
Hey, don't do that, man. That's so disrespectful, man. Don't do that, man.
He is not. That is a white man.
Man, that dude is. If that dude was your relative, man, you would celebrate.
He is white.
What are we talking about?
Let's stop. Let's stop, man.
Is that sure we don't claim him because of Jackson?
Hey.
No, I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm not gonna do that, dude.
You can't,
bro. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
But I can.
Man, it is so many misrepresentation. It's so many misrepresentation. It's so many misrepresentation of black men out there. Russell have not done anything that we should just turn our back on him.
Russell Wilson ain't what we talking about right now.
Okay.
No, now see, he a real one,
Sierra, he reclaimed his time with Sierra. So
come on now.
Black man stepped up.
Come on now.
We got to stop that, man. We got to stop that.
But no, I mean, Pat Mahomes' daddy took all the black out of him.
Thank you. Hold up.
Let me say this.
DNA test.
Let me say no, that talent that came straight from his daddy. That arm came from his daddy. But I'm gonna say this too.
Hey,
ain't no black man about to let his white wife sit up in front of him in a questionnaire. And they asked him what his favorite meal, knowing his favorite meal ain't their favorite meal. Fried chicken. Ain't no black man gonna sit up here and just let you sit up here and say fried chicken.
But see,
and that ain't your favorite meal.
Sierra have never done that to Russ, man. All Russ
we're not
ever
talking
Russ
in
did.
black. He got
general.
2 black parents.
I'm just sorry, man. I
We
don't
talking
like
about
the
a man
Russ
that took a
slander,
picture of
man.
his family, and you can't tell me that ain't a white family.
I don't like the Russ slander, man.
I don't either,
I'm not
because I mean that's a brother.
I'm not
We
gonna
talk,
co-sign for it, man. I just won't, man.
Cal just don't want to agree because he agreed.
I'm not gonna co-sign for no Russ slander, bro.
We
I'm
not.
not.
We're talking about Russell
we
Wilson.
talking about Mahomes.
I fuck my home, man. Shit.
We
That's what we've been talking about the whole time.
Hey,
You were
fuck
talking
my
about.
home. Hey, fuck my homes. I don't give a
That's
damn.
what we
That's
talking
what
about
we've
Shit.
the
been
whole
talking
time.
about.
Like I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, but fuck my homes. Whatever happened to his ass, it happens. I don't give a damn.
But
I don't
again,
give a damn about my homes.
CJ
That's what we was
Stroud.
talking about.
That's what we was
Yeah.
talking about. We weren't talking about no.
Okay.
See, there you
Okay,
go. You
well, let's
independent
Brittany
man. You ain't know
Mahomes,
we fucking.
Jackson Mahomes. Yeah. The whole
yeah.
crew.
Hey
Cal, you
man,
hold on,
I'm
Cal,
finna
Cal.
watch.
I know you 92 years old. I know you ain't sit up here and think we was talking
Man,
about
I
Russell Wilson
hope I
the whole
live that long. But hey, look here, man. Hey, hold on. Hey, I want everybody to look like right now. Let me get close. Watch my mouth, read my lips. AD, fuck you. I'm not 92 years old, man. Stop that shit, bro. Stop that shit, man.
My bad. You
Hey
95.
man, I'm finna watch these Timberwolves put these Golden State Warriors in the dirt,
Oh
man.
yeah, this over with. It's
Oh,
over.
I
Yeah,
ain't even watching it right now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
go
me
bury
either.
them boys, man. But
Hey,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I knew that was inevitable. But yeah, and thank God the Warriors
Boy,
lost.
you said real smooth. You normally
Oh,
stumble
the
over those
Warriors
big
lost.
words.
Damn.
Nah, this now, Cal, it's you all day, brother. I got
It
two.
is me. You
I
right.
got two pieces of paper on to say I can read. Um,
Oh, that's fucked up, bro. That's Hey, just go ahead and release me off this goddamn podcast right now.
Larry, say you 143 years old. Hey, but all in all, man,
Oh my
shout
god.
out to the right at 500 people watching us live and the chat going crazy. Appreciate everybody joining us in on the schedule release.
Yeah.
Um,
Salute everybody.
Cal from Texas on 3. Shout out Texas on 3 podcast. Y'all check them out every Tuesday and Friday at 7 o'clock. Be sure to check them out this Friday. I know they're gonna be talking about the schedule release and giving their predictions again as well with Patton and Nitty. So y'all check them out on Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Shout out
sir.
Swan, shout out Jules who's snoring in bed right now.
Yep.
Titty side. And then
I heard that's it.
shout out
Hey,
Mike.
check this out. Hey, shout out to Swan for because I stepped in a group with them today, and she welcomed me in. So shout out to Swan, like for
Shout out
real.
Of course, good for
She
him.
probably she probably
I'll
sleep right
dog you
now.
out. I won't let nobody else dog you out.
Hey, shout out to Mike G as well. And shout out to our boy Lance.
Mike,
But again, we will see y'all when we see y'all. The H-Time Rundown is taking a break. We're gonna take a little holiday break. Give
Yeah.
us a week off. So we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Unless Casario breaks some news,
Yeah, unless something crazy happens. But other than that, we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
straight
Peace.
up.
Space, man.
Swarm.